for our signature sale. Untuck It, 10 years in the making, and we're nowhere close to stopping. Find the perfect holiday gift at untuckit.com today.
Grab the one thing that everyone's loving, and as it happens, they come by the dozen. Everybody loves it, and everybody knows it. Everybody loves a donut.
This may look like a holiday shopping showdown, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. Good thing my Rogue has intelligent all-wheel drive.
So does my Altima.
Now, get 0% APR financing for 36 months on the Rogue Platinum and get up to $1,000 a year in bonus cash on popular models. Better hurry. These offers won't be back in stock.
City Place really helped me achieve my ambitions in football.
City Place really helped us communicate by talking positively about what's happened during the game.
It is really important. If you set yourself a target, then you can have something to aim for and look to achieve.
It's helpful with my coach. He can see all my stats and help me improve.
It's been unbelievable, his development. Rather than didn't you do well, we can actually back it up with what has he done well.
Going to Vegas,
baby.
Leads us to the Nick recap brought to you by Pajama Brand.
Let's do the Knicks here then.
Yeah,
my bad.
They were terrible in the second half against Milwaukee, but I'm not going to rip. I'm not here to rip the Knicks, Don.
How can you?
They're not better than Milwaukee. No. They shouldn't beat Milwaukee in a big game.
But it was an interesting game because Julius Randle in the first half was basically like, I'm going to make up for the first 7 games of the season in this half and play perfect basketball. And then the second half, Michael's right. You just got outplayed by a team that's better.
But this is kind of the cold water to the face for Knicks fans because they're the most optimistic fan base in New York. And a lot of that optimism comes from the fact of how they'll play against the big boys during the regular season. Remember years ago, they beat Miami 3 out of 4 times, and we can beat them. They've played with the Celtics in big spots. They've played with the Sixers in big spots and the Bucks in spots in the regular season. When, all right, did they play the night before? Did the Bucks or Celtics or any of the big teams care at that particular moment? But what this in-season tournament does is make this isn't some rogue game in early December. It's a game that has meaning. It's a game for the right to go to Vegas, and the Bucks were at their best, and you saw what happened. So when you get to take on those big boy teams in the postseason, that's kind of what it's going to be like until you get that next player. They're a very good basketball team. They're a fun basketball team. They're clearly a playoff team, and I would be very disappointed if they're not at least in the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. But when you start talking about being the Bucks or being the Celtics, last night was a reminder of how tough that is and how much farther you have to go to get there.
And, Damian Lillard, they won 146-122. Damian Lillard said we should have scored 165. So they overwhelmed the Knicks, and they're better. So don't get mad. Get another alpha-type player. That's what they need to do. You're not going to, my advice to Leon Rose, you're not taking those draft picks to your grave. You got to use them. You got to use them.
But you got to figure out who is it going to be.
Right.
And that's what you'd be working on right now. But in the meantime, it's a fun team. But last night was a bit of a reminder because I think they were both teams were engaged. It's a chance to go to Vegas.
Right.
Maybe you didn't think it was for real earlier on, but when you're playing in a game and you know, hey, we're going, we have a chance to go to Vegas. We have a chance to make real money here. What, $250,000 was it? $250,000
just to go there. Yeah.
Just to go to Vegas,
right.
And then a chance to win the whole thing. I think that they were totally engaged, and you saw it. And when are you going to be convinced, Peter, that we're getting closer and closer to the point that there will be a team in our lifetime that will score 200 points in a game?
No. That's not what our fight was. You're confusing our fight.
What's the fight?
This is rare because you guys never fight. You just fight with me.
That's right. We usually like to gang up on you. Our fight was, you said someone was going to break Chamberlain's 100 points.
I still believe that's going to happen, too.
200, 200's going to happen. It's going to, what's the current record? High 160s?
I don't know.
I believe that.
And how many times it seems like routinely the Pacers, who are not the best team in basketball, by the way, are scoring over like 130, 140 points. You just heard they scored 146, could have scored 160. I'm not saying it's going to happen on a regular basis, but we're trending. Do you see some of the scores?
And you know what? I love NBA basketball. I do.
It's fantastic.
But it's not the way I loved it in the past. I mean, I love it from memory. This is a three-point shooting contest. That's all it is. Even Charles Barkley said, you see mismatches down low, and they just pull up for threes. That's because it's a volume shooting three, because statistically it makes sense. If you hit 40% of threes, it's better than hitting 48% of twos.
I mean, let's be honest, though. Analytics are messing up. I can't speak about hockey, but the big three are all being messed up by analytics to some degree, and it makes it not resemble the game that you once watched. Fourth down situations that you go, why would you go for it here? Well, why are they kicking here? Why are they not kicking here? Obviously, you see it in baseball constantly, and in basketball, it's the same thing.
You know, you see it when you get a chance to call it, is that it's all perimeter. Now, once the ball goes down low, like back in the day, all right, that's where it's going to stay. But no, it might come back out again. And it's almost like, all right, we'll settle for two here. But the plan coming up the court, they cross the timeline, is somebody being open for three. And there's a lot of great ball movement around the perimeter. But then once it gets down low, it's just, quick shot, rebound, kick it back out for another wide open three. Because the analytics tell you it's a three-point play. That's the better play to try for that. And all these guys are, really good at it. So,
you know what I was offended by yesterday?
Ooh, there's so many things that can offend you.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
The Lakers jersey and court.
You didn't like it?
I hate the jersey with the three Los Angeles Lakers. It just there are certain things that are sacrosanct.
Yeah.
The Lakers jersey and court. Just seeing the Staples Center look like it just looked like a random jabroni court. It was just so weird. Then the black jersey.
You know what I can't wait for?
What's that?
When Major League Baseball comes up with the Yankee City Connect jersey, and the explosions of heads as they call into the show.
And there should be. I'm sorry. I'm no Yankee fan.
No, I'm not sure they're ever going to do it.
But not every franchise has an iconic jersey. So do what you want. Like with the Mets, I hate it. But, the Mets, it's not Yankees, it's not Celtics, it's not Lakers, it's not Canadians. There's certain Cardinals. There's certain uniforms. You don't touch them. They're classic. They're perfect. Why would you mess? Like you said, why would you mess with the Lakers? That's an iconic jersey. It's an iconic court.
The Celtics already do a couple of weird ones that make me sick. The green and gold is annoying. There are a few weird ones that they do. I think the Knicks,
too. I mean, the Knicks have all these different
the Knicks
kind of
have
jerseys.
a lot of yo-yo jerseys at this point. I mean, listen, I get it. It's fine. It's a couple games a year. It's not the end of the world, but it's not right.
Andy Martino confirming what Jack Curry has been saying.
Okay.
He's hearing King, Thorpe, Brito, Vasquez, and Higashioka to the Padres.
Higgy?
Hey, come on.
Higgy?
Getting Higgy with it?
And Higgy's from out there, but what a great, terrific guy.
That's not a that package isn't. That's it, though? That's the whole thing? That's not as many of the prospects as you mentioned.
Well, I mean, Brito, Vasquez, and Thorpe are three of your top pitching prospects.
Right, that's problematic.
And he's taking somebody out of your rotation.
Plus someone from the rotation. This is so... Can you tell, all due respect to everyone you just mentioned,
right.
Andy and Jack, can everyone pipe down? Let's just wait for the. Can we just wait for the news?
That's not their job to pipe down.
But it's not fun.
There's a bunch of yes viewers right now saying, "Why can't Peter just pipe down?"
Yes,
and you don't because you're doing your job.
Into the sky.
You're doing your job.
Now, but it's just like this is like asking a woman to marry you, and she's like, "I'll tell you word by word over the next 2 weeks." It doesn't ring. It's just not hitting the same way.
I'm sorry if it's not handled the way you want it to be handled.
You admit it, though. I'm right.
No, Major League Baseball wishes that it could do what the NFL and the NBA does. Boom, 12 o'clock, 18
Why can't
million.
they?
Because the agents, the union in baseball is the strongest union in the world, right. And they know that the longer they can delay, press it to closer to spring training, their leverage goes up, and they get better deals. They don't want to be squeezed into a 3-day window.
No, but it's not good for the game.
It's not good. Well, you think it's good for the game that Ohtani's not going to sign with you if you even mention that he met with you? Like, wouldn't it be fun to know the teams he's meeting with and going on, popping on SportsCenter to find out he was in L.A. today, he was in Anaheim today, he was in New York today.
He has not spoken since August. Has not said a word. just left the Angel locker room without a word, and we have not heard from him. He is a mysterious dude. Great player, but he's mysterious.
And you remember how much hype the NBA got with LeBron James with his tour and all the teams that were talking to him? Can you imagine if LeBron James said, if anybody mentions that I met with you, I'm not going to sign with you? And you would just have radio silence until he ended up at the boys' club in Greenwich. Like, how would that be good for basketball?
By the way, if you were wondering, highest regulation score of all time. The Phoenix Suns in 1990 scored 173 in regulation.
Was that 1990 you said?
Yeah. I don't, that's like Tom Chambers.
Kevin Johnson?
No. Maybe like rookie Kevin Johnson.
When did Barkley go to the Suns?
Not then.
He was on the 93 team.
He wasn't there. This is a Tom Chambers vehicle. And the
Didn't
Pistons.
Tom Chambers have a little mole on his chin?
Yeah, I don't remember his chin. I remember in NBA Jam, Tom Chambers being able to dunk from the three-point line, or NBA Live. In NBA Live, Tom Chambers could dunk from the three-point line.
On the
So
video
it's not a realistic video game.
No, not that part. In 1983, these are all Greek stats, in case you're wondering. In 1983, the Pistons scored 186 in triple OT.
Well, what's going to happen?
I don't think it will.
You don't think 200 will ever happen?
I don't think it'll happen.
I think Don's right.
Because you got to really pour it on. You got to embarrass the team to make it happen.
You know what?
You know,
It'll happen in an
in-season
All-Star
tournament.
game.
It's the in-season tournament.
In-season tournament, the tiebreak, unless they change it next year, is point differential.
Well, the team could just keep going. Boy, can you imagine, though, if a team had any heart. Like, imagine if that was a hockey team, and they gave up 200 points. At the end of the game, everyone just says, all right, well, now we're going to kill you. That's how this happens. But in basketball, that's not how it works.
Well, that was the Nick recap.
Well, I enjoyed it.
Brought to you by Pajamagram, soft, silky.
Oh, yeah.
A best-selling Christmas gift for her.
Yeah.
Get a free $75 nightie with naturally nude pajamas from Pajamagram.com.
Pajamagram, when Griffin hears that, he goes from sounding like this to sexy Griffin.
Hey guys, how are you?
All right, so we've got some jet news. Jet news.
Jet news. Is this sarcastic?
No, this is jet news. Zach Wilson back as the star.
Oh, I heard that news. Sure.
You know that I'm a Robert Saleh fan.
Yeah, you love him.
Huge.
Right? So he was asked about...
I heard Joe Beningo once said the same thing. Oh,
he was asked about him. And he according to Rich Samiti, he brushed aside a question about Joe B. Quote, I'm just going to keep all that with myself and just move on from it. Says he has no regrets, and Joe B is a friend. Now, Peter, you've known me a long time. If somebody did that to me, would they ever have access to speaking to me again? Would I call them a friend?
No.
Would there be any chance that I'd be benevolent for what they did?
No.
Why is he still his friend?
So this is
it was such a great betrayal.
This is a rare case where me, Mr. Forgiveness, I'm in lockstep with Michael. And I'm not just saying that because Joe B is an FAN guy, whatever. Not even saying that.
Like most FAN guys, he really wanted to be here, too. But we'll leave that story for the book.
Okay. Well, I'm like most FAN.
How many people crawled here begging to be hired? Big shots at the station.
I don't want to mention
big ratings.
Names.
I'd love to mention names.
There's names.
Begged to come here.
Really?
Big time.
Give me one name.
Oh, big. I mean, just think afternoon and morning drive. Just think that. Now I'll narrow it to that.
Wow.
Begging to come here.
Interesting. Well, anyways, I think
there's more that did than didn't. Be honest with you.
So, anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
Though I enjoyed it. Here's why I take issue with it. I never consider myself to be a journalist. I consider myself to be a host. I'm a broadcaster. The amount of secrets that I have gotten from big name people across all of the things that I cover, sports, wrestling, hip hop, the things that I'm privy to hearing, that you go, oh man, this would make this, I'd be out of here. I would make such big news. And because you're just a halfway decent person, you go, too bad I can't.
Right.
Because they trusted me on a personal level. I don't know Joe. I know he apologized for it, but it's such a bad move. And Saleh, who's a lovely man.
See, there's the problem.
He has the right, though, to say, at least, it was extremely disappointing, or it was a lesson for me. I would love for Salah to say that. I learned a lesson. But to just be like, hey, it's a friend?
You know why the apology rings kind of hollow? When he went on that show, he said, I know that Salah is not going to like me saying this, but I don't care.
I mean, that's...
And for what? It had nothing to do with ratings. He was a guest on the spot.
Right.
And he's semi-retired and does a show on Saturday.
Well,
so this isn't some 23-year-old that's trying to break into the business any way he can.
You're not Jake Asman.
Joe's already established his career. I don't know why you put a name to it.
Well, Jake Asman is a young man who's trying to make his name in this business.
But I don't think he would do that.
I would call him and go, that's not the right thing to do, but you could almost understand it.
That's what I'm saying.
Joe Beningo's 60 years old.
But he's just a 7
years old.
And it's just a bad job out of Robert Saleh to trust. First of all, there's so many levels of mistake. First of all, to trust basically a fan. And the other thing, do you think that's going to help you? Like, are you trying to get an in? Like, I'll be able to control the media by giving out my number and texting with people. That's not how it works.
Well, not with Joe Beningo.
But yeah, exactly. This isn't like Parcells and Francesa. No offense to Joe, but here's the problem with Saleh. He's too nice a guy.
He's really a nice guy.
Because it's the same thing. He doesn't want to go on the air and rip a player. He wants to do everything behind closed doors. I'm sure he's red hot about it. But every once in a while, what would be so wrong to just be honest and say, I guess you could clean it up, but hey, it's a teaching moment for me. Shouldn't have done it. I'm going to move on from it.
And also use the phrase "dead to me." But you have to have that.
But even if you didn't want to go there, but here's the other thing too that just to me he just sounds neutered.
Who, Joe or Robert?
Robert on Rodgers. I don't think it's an attack on the organization. You didn't think it was an attack on the organization? What he was saying about the leaks? And then he says...
Oh, about Roger. Okay.
Right. But I always appreciate Roger's thoughts and comments. Why do you always have to play the nice guy?
Because Rodgers holds his future in his
hand. How about this? How about this? If you want to side with Rodgers and show some teeth, I agree with him. We've got to get to the root of how this was leaked in the first place. This shouldn't be happening.
That's a good point by Don.
Stop trying to be the nice guy all the time.
Now about Wilson, who was a third stringer the last 2 weeks, now the starting quarterback, and he said he gives them the best chance to win. So I was listening to the press conference, and somebody said, well, then why wasn't he starting? Well, it's a good question. And then he said, no concerns about locker room ramifications. Listen, I'm in total lockstep in naming Wilson the quarterback.
We all agree with that.
No, I get it.
Rippon and Simeon can't
here's the thing, and I stand by benching him. Like, I stand by my opinion that Zach should have been benched. The same way I stand by my opinion that he should be starting this week.
Agreed.
Because he should have been benched, because you needed to see if there was anything better. We found out there's not. Now we go back to Zach. Now, I didn't think they'd do it. When they made him the third string, I thought that was a message. All right, you're done.
Right.
You're out of here. Now, maybe what I might have done, Peter, because Simeon only played the second half, could you maybe have started him to see a little bit more? But really, what are you going to see that we don't already know?
No, so he showed nothing. My only correction, like I said, I would have done it. I would have done it if they knew how bad everyone was behind him, but they knew they had to do it. I would have done it at halftime of a game and then just brought him back the next week. I just feel like at this point now you threw away games. That was a throwaway game.
Last week, I think they would have won last week with Zach.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, last week, the point, if you had done it at halftime the week before and then said, see, you guys saw what we have in Boyle, we're going back to Zach, they could have won last week.
But he also said today, we know that Zach is the best quarterback we have and he gives us the best chance to win. It just doesn't make sense. But I know why they benched him, because he can't play. But he's still the best of the three.
Oh, my God.
And they just did it to change it up because they couldn't score. So let's see if somebody could be a spark. But those guys are not as good as Zach talent-wise.
But, you know, and I heard Saleh, too, and we're having some technical difficulties, otherwise we'd play it for you, is that he just seems like a broken man now. Robert feels broken. And I wish he would show some emotion instead of just always playing the nice guy. Maybe that's who he is. I get it. But every once in a while, you go from being the nice guy to where you're almost looking like a doormat now. What Joe Benigno did to you should make you red hot, and nobody is going to look at him as a bad guy if he wanted to go scorched earth.
You know what he should? You know what, Michael? You know what he should have said?
What?
I have the exact Don LaGreca response to Joe Benigno.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Lose the number.
You're joking. But that's what he should have done, or just block the number.
Oh no, it's got to be blocked. And you got to be turning up green now every time.
And instead of it being embarrassing, like I didn't think Aaron Rodgers ripped the organization. No. Why didn't you say I stand by Aaron?
Yeah, I'm sickened by it.
I'm sickened by the fact that something like this got leaked. It's not true. Well, see, that's what I was talking about yesterday, about whether you think he's a nozzle or not. Aaron Rodgers is a confident leader, and that's somebody that you can rally around, whether you like him or not.
Good point.
And then the next day, what do you get from who's supposed to be the leader of the team, the head coach of the team? You get, oh, well, I'm still friends with him. Oh, Aaron wasn't ripping the organization. Come on, don't be wishy-washy. Come on, be an alpha male, for God's sake.
I got to tell you, Don's won the point guard 3 times today. That's another one, because I didn't think about it in that context, but it is true. You see why Rodgers is the man, because he carries himself like the man. Robert Saleh, let me just be clear. Robert Saleh's in an interesting spot. If you look at him physically, right? He could,
he could take everybody out that we're talking about.
He could beat
half
the locker room. He could beat up half the locker room, okay? Saleh's a physical, imposing guy. I think because of that, and because I think his nature is to be a sweet guy, I think he brings everything down a lot. He doesn't want to overdo it. He knows he's the strong-seeming guy. He doesn't have to be aggressive. He's not that dude. He doesn't have a Napoleon complex. He knows how strong he is. But to Don's point, this thing is getting away from you, man. And in this moment, what a great, all due respect, Joe Benigno could have been the perfect punching bag, an opportunity to just lay some law down to that. You know what? I learned who people are in this town. I learned someone that, I trusted someone I shouldn't have. At least say something with some authority. There was no loss. Who would have blamed you?
You know what really gets me? If you look at the comparison of Robert Saleh when he was the defensive coordinator for the 49ers, who was on TV more than the players because he was so demonstrative, running up and down the sideline. Now he's so taciturn, standing there and just like looks. And you want to see emotion out of him, but I know he's a leader and a CEO. But there are Nick Sirianni is demonstrative on the sidelines. That team is good. I'd like to see a little bit of a middle ground between defensive coordinator with the 49ers and the Jets, and just show something.
Well, the thing is, don't try to make friends. That's not your job. Your job is to be the head coach.
But you know what? Your job, if you want to remain the head coach, is to be friends with Rodgers.
All right, but fine. But
he could have agreed with him.
So agree with him.
Right.
I like that take. But
again, it almost feels like I want to agree with Rodgers, but also want to agree with anybody that maybe disagrees with Rodgers. Like when you try to play both sides, you play nothing.
I know you almost get the feeling that if one of the people had been like, "Hey, excuse me, Coach Saleh, how would you feel about the fact that I think you're a bumbling moron?" He'd say, "Oh, well, listen, you have the right to think that I'm a bumbling moron. It's not. Listen." What is a bumbling moron? We're all bumbling morons in different ways. Every once in a while, you're allowed to defend yourself, Robert. And, man, I like this guy, but this is not.
No, he's a terrific guy, but he trusted the wrong person. First of all, imagine if Aaron Boone started hanging with fans and exchange. I mean, essentially a fan.
But why didn't someone tell him, hey, just so you know, that guy's not the media guy to befriend. He does a weekend show. He's a big fan. He has no influence, and he's a goofball to some extent, all due respect.
I mean, why doesn't he just have Fireman Ed over for barbecue at his house?
That's what I mean.
You can't make friends with all the fans.
Maybe it's the other way. Maybe he wasn't trying to get influence in the media. I know they went golfing. You saw the picture on social media. That's probably how he got the number. Figure he's harmless. He's just a fan.
But honestly, it's hard to tell the difference sometimes because this is a radio station, that's a radio station, but there's a lot of, I don't care. That's a fanboy station. Half the people on the air are just screaming fanboys. So he gets confused. He comes on our show, which is a real show with broadcasters who are not going to do things like that and take the job super seriously. And then there's another show where everyone wears their Mets shirt to work and they scream rah 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 as fans. He buddied up with the wrong people. It was a mistake, but he should own it now and at least say you learned a lesson. That was a big mistake.
Just anybody that does that to you, whether they're in the media or not, I mean,
they're
you
dead.
betray the confidence.
I'm with Michael. Dead.
Hey, when I'm getting ready for a game, I have to be prepared. You guys know that. I have my lineup cards, the latest.
All right, here we go. It's a big responsibility to be a designer. Dagny Dover is a bag brand based in New York City, founded by 3 women. We make hyper-functional, performance-driven bags. That's like a mouthful. We're all about getting the most out of life. When you're organized and you have your things together, you feel good. And when you feel good, you can live life intentionally. Oh, it's pronounced Dagny Dover. Dagny means new dawn. It's a new dawn for fashion.
Local hero, national champ, now he's home and expected to save the franchise and continue to go forward with hope as the plan on the offense.
What's up, guys? I wish this was in person so I could buy each and one of you a beer or something.
Last play of the game.
Hey, guys. Am I dreaming or can we actually win this thing?
It's a perfect pass.
We just signed the lease on our 3rd shop. I guess we're a chain now, right? We've worked so hard to get here. My assistant went to customink.com to get our new uniforms and merch with all the location names. Our custom gear helps him get our brand out into the community. He takes care of all of our custom ink orders. He was able to find great products, upload the new art, and have boxes sent directly to each of the shops. Custom Ink makes it so easy. Get started today at customink.com.
See everything your store can do with tools from Square. Your inventory automatically restocks, so you never run low. Your online store stays open 24/7, so you're always ready to sell. Your payments are processed in seconds, so customers can breeze through checkout. And with one account to manage it all, you've got more time for taking time out. Get your all-in-one retail system by signing up at square.com today.
The most important tool on any job site in America is the one you wear on your feet for 40 hours a week.
Wait, what?
My name is Eric Gerard. I started Brunt Workwear in my garage for my buddies in the trades.
The modern construction worker has different needs than they did 100 years ago. That's why at Brunt, our gear is designed by workers for workers with premium technologies like triple layer comfort, slip and oil resistant soles, and a triple layer waterproofing system. Go online for free shipping and try any of our gear on the job for 30 days, risk-free.
Boost your streaming experience with live stats on the Yes app. Real-time features like player stats, game leaders, and play-by-play are available now on phones, tablets, and now on connected TVs. Live stats while you stream, now on the Yes app.
Your favorite thing delivered right to your door means that you never have to stop doing your other favorite thing. Nailed it. Order McDelivery in the app.
The weather.
I'm an actor in an ad that was given 12 seconds to remind you that if you're high, just don't drive. Because if you feel different, you drive different. It's illegal to drive high everywhere anyway.
This portion of the show brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey during tonight's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Matt in Long Island City. Matt.
Hey, Michael. Wanted to get away from the Yankees and the Jets. I heard you talking about your back problem, so I wanted to give a suggestion there. I'm surprised you're going to a chiropractor. It's basically pseudoscience. And you're more of like you're very practical kind of guy.
But it's not pseudoscience because my orthopedic guy sent me to the chiropractor to do exercise, and they have, in 3 days, it's amazing how much it's improved. So why do you say it's pseudoscience?
I'm not a doctor, so I won't argue with the doctor. But if you have a moment, look at the founder of chiropractor. He says he got it from a ghost. So
wow. Well, you're making it out to be like Scientology, like L. Ron Hubbard. I mean, these people, you're using the word chiropractor. The people I go to are physical therapists that are licensed to work with sports teams, and I've been sent there by some of the best orthopedic surgeons in the country. It's ridiculous. Was that Aaron Rodgers just now?
So is there any, what would be the alternative to chiropractor if you...
There is a physical therapist. I think the word chiropractor probably has some negative connotations.
But why? But who else works on your back?
This guy that I go to, I use the word chiropractor. Mm-hmm. He's a sports physical therapist. They've also give me electric stimulation with acupuncture. I couldn't walk on Sunday.
You might have misspoke by calling him a chiropractor then.
Right.
Or is he a chiropractor?
No, he's a sports...
No, I think there's a difference between the two.
Right. It's not like he's manipulating me. He knows exactly what he's doing. He works with doctors.
Hey, listen, whatever weird science stuff you're into is fine with us.
And you know what? While he manipulates your body, he has you listen to Dolphins.
Fornicate?
Yeah.
You should just tell him to put on the Andre 3000, the flutes.
The thing that Michael doesn't want to tell you, this is like his 100th physical therapist that he's had over the last 2 months.
No.
Oh, you don't want to go there? Okay.
No. And his name's not Steve.
Oh, a physical therapist.
I was.
Wait, yeah, no, no, my bad. I got you. Here's the joke. What he forgot to tell you was that he met this physical therapist and many more on Instagram DMs. He just slides in the DMs. He searches for a good physical therapist. Then he's like, hey, what's up? Yeah. You look good. You want to come work on my back? Interesting.
Let's go to Bradley in Manhattan.
Big Brad.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
So listen, first of all, I hope that you feel better with the back, but
Thanks.
Just to disagree a little bit about, the Yankees kind of hand-waving the bullpen. I mean, if you just look at Soto last year, he was on a team that had, amazing offense, amazing starting pitching, but the bullpen wasn't great. And, their expected, Pythagorean record was something like 10 games less than they, should have been. I think they should have had 92 wins according to
Pythagorean theorem, Fed.
But wait a minute, Bradley. The reason I said what I said was the guy said they should go out and get Josh Hader, who was with the Padres last year.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm just worried about, I think that they at least need to, personally, get Wandy back or at least something like that, because losing King, Brito, Vasquez, and Peralta, if the trade goes through, is a lot of bullpen.
I agree with you. And I'm not diminishing a bullpen because I think in today's era in baseball, the bullpen is so paramount to winning because you only get 5 innings out of a starter. But what I was saying, you can criticize the Yankees, their decision makers, their analytics, whatever you want to do. They get the bullpen right all the time. They get guys that you don't think are going to be contributors like Ian Hamilton, and they end up pitching in big, high-leverage situations in the 8th inning. They find Clay Holmes in a trade with the Pittsburgh Pirates. They know what they're doing when it comes to relievers. That's what I meant. Not to ignore the bullpen, but that should not be a key worry where you should expend all of your resources to sign Josh Hader. Now, speaking of bullpens, if the Yankees want to be a little happy, the Orioles signed Craig Kimbrell today to a 1-year, $13 million contract. Outstanding. He is not what he once was. He's going to lose a lot of games for the Orioles. That's a big signing for everybody in the East because their main guy went down. He's going to have Tommy John. He had Tommy John. So he's going to be out the whole year. So you're either going to use Yanier Cano who was a good setup man, but has never pitched well against the Yankees, and now Craig Kimbrell, who I think has seen better days. So it's a curious move by them. Josh Hader wanted to sign there. He's from Baltimore. He's from Maryland.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
But you know what? Orioles don't want to spend that money. He's going to cost $100 million.
Has everyone moved on from Josh Hader's?
Yes, apparently.
Yeah.
The old bad tweets?
It's
water under the fridge.
Completely fair. It's 100 news cycles ago.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, he was like 15 years old. Whenever I hear his name, I'll never forget that day. It was a unique experience, so it always sticks in my head. And then the fact that his name is Hader never plays great in my brain. But he's a hell of a player.
But you don't like that he's a hater.
That's the thing. I didn't like that his name was Hader, and that the old tweets were hateful. It didn't play great.
Let's go to Stuart out in Las
Sloppy
Vegas.
Stew. We call him Sloppy Stew.
How you guys doing?
Hey, Stuart.
Good. How are you?
Okay, doing fine. I just want to get back onto that Soto thing. I think obviously the trade is a no-brainer. I mean, the Yankees do need him. Giving up those 4 players plus Higgy, that's a no-brainer. But I think what also plays into what may happen is Verdugo is only going to be a 1-year player with the Yankees. You have Jones and Dominguez coming back from injury. So that gives you, if they do sign Soto, even if they lost him, they still have outfielders, and they still have a very good farm system.
Well, I mean, you're taking quite a leap to think that Jones is going to be ready in 2025.
Oh, well, let's put it this way. Oppenheimer, who was on with Meredith, said he expects Jones to be on the Yankees by the end of 2024.
Yeah, and you know what? I understand Damon saying that because they want to talk up their prospects in case they use them in any. And I know they think very highly of Jones, but I'm not sure he's going to be ready to start in 2025. We'll see.
Oh, 2025, I think he's definitely going to be starting. There's no question in my mind. The question is do the Yankees extend Soto? And even if they didn't, they would still be in a very good position outfield-wise with Dominguez, Jones, and Judge. And even if they wanted to move Judge to the infield, because there's no way in this world that the Yankees re-sign Rizzo, no matter how much I like him, you're not going to re-sign a 37-year-old first baseman.
Well, he's one thing though, Stuart. He has an option year after this year, so if he hits 280 with 32 home runs, they'll definitely pick that up. It's only a 1-year deal.
I don't think they should do that.
So you're going to move Judge to first base?
Either that, or you can leave Judge in the outfield. You have a kid, Ben Rice, in the minor leagues who you never know, may be ready for that.
But Stuart, you're putting it's kind of funny which tack you're taking. It's completely different than most Yankee fans. You're putting a lot of emphasis on them developing. How many players have they developed out of the minor league systems that have actually impacted the Yankees? Aaron Judge and Anthony Volpe won a Gold Glove. Who else are you talking about? Now you're talking about Spencer Jones coming up, Dominguez coming up, all the rookies that came up last year. Other than Volpe didn't do well.
But Volpe did pretty well.
I said other than Volpe, all the other kids they brought up didn't do anything. And Dominguez had to look great in a short time, but Pereira wasn't good. Peraza wasn't good. Cabrera wasn't good. And now you have a pipeline of 5 guys that are going to slide in and start for the New York Yankees. I mean, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Let's study history before we're doomed to repeat it. I defend their farm system. If you could actually develop Judge, you know what? You've developed the Hall of Fame player. But where are the other position players they've developed? Where? Volpe? Okay. Torres wasn't out of their system. Who else?
Yeah. And now all of a sudden you're going to get 4 or 5 of them.
4 or 5 of them. It's just going to come in droves. And the Yankees are not dumb. They're not making this move in a vacuum, Don. They know what they have coming up. They know what they can absorb. They know they're going to have to swallow hard to give up all this pitching for Soto, but they think it's worth it. And if they don't sign Soto, they've got another plan, too. They don't go into anything blindly. They don't go into anything and say, this is what's going to happen this year. We'll worry about next year. They're worried about 2026 already. They plan that far ahead.
Oh, they know the replacements. Now, whether it's going to work or not is another thing. But, the fans can afford to say, well, give up whatever. I want Soto. But they know who's going to replace who and when and what they have. But it's still a crapshoot whether it's going to work or not. they think they wouldn't have drafted these players if they didn't think they were going to work out. But who knows if they will.
Let's go to Chris in Tom's River. Chris.
Hey, guys. How we doing?
Good. How are you?
Chris. Doing well. I'm pretty happy, obviously. Big Yankee fan, so getting Juan Soto was a good day, obviously. I know,
but it still didn't. I have to mention, in case someone's just tuning in, it still has not happened. But continue.
Very fair. You're right. But everyone's saying that it's going to happen, it seems like.
ESPN Stats and Information are saying it's 99%.
Is that true?
No, I just made that up.
I like it.
And also, there's so many physicals that have to be passed. When you got that many players, all of a sudden, one guy fails a physical, and guess what? You're starting from scratch again.
All right, Chris, we interrupted you. What else you got?
So basically, I just wanted to talk about how genius it really was, and the Yankees get a lot of grief of everyone how they handle this stuff, but really smart for them to start Michael King at the end of the year. And I mean, if this trade goes through, they're basically turning that into one of the best players in the league. Really a genius idea by them to start him at the end of the year and see what he had.
Well, I like the way you're thinking, but necessity is the mother of invention. They were running out of starting pitchers. And Michael King definitely wanted to start. I think Michael King still had value coming out of the bullpen. He still would have been asked to be included in this deal by the Padres. Everybody in baseball knows what kind of live arm he has. So, yeah, I think the Yankees transitioned him to the rotation because they saw him being in the rotation in 2024. Not to use as a trade chip, but if it turns out that way, and I still think that there was a lot of value in him because he's that good. Let's go to Mike in North Bergen. Mike.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Oh, sure. What's up, man?
All right. Hey, what's up, guys? You guys are awesome, as always. Thanks. I'm an everyday listener for years, and I just have one problem with you guys. Not with you guys, per se, just with the mothership of ESPN.
Okay.
I was a guy that called in last year and said, we have to end the argument with Steve Young being the number one guest because Jeff Passan couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time.
Wow.
Well, I'm back for some more.
All right.
I'm sick and tired of hearing Steve Young on other shows, and this show has taken a hit. I had to hear Steve Young on the Dan Patrick show the other morning. I was sick to my stomach because he wasn't on the show.
I know.
This show, I feel like Don would agree with me, maybe. Let's see, Don. I feel like this show has taken a big hit this football season, not having Steve Young and having Scott Van Pelt and Amani Toomer, another idiot from ESPN, Don Orlovsky, who sounds like an idiot.
No, we think all of those guys are great.
Not you guys, Mike.
But Mike, listen,
our guys an idiot.
All of our guys are great. But we're not going to lie. We miss Steve Young.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I'm telling a tale out of school here.
Oh, here we go.
But Steve Young is such a mensch. He was part of the layoffs at ESPN. And he texted me before the season and said, I still want to do the show with you guys.
Wow.
Even though I'm not getting paid and I've been laid off, I just love doing it with you guys. I want to do the show. And he wasn't allowed by ESPN because of the, I guess...
Is there a contract clause?
A contract, if you lay somebody off and you're paying them, then you can't use them because they're not really laid off then. And although he didn't want any money for it, he just wanted to do it.
But meaning if they weren't paying him anymore, he could have come on, probably. But
they're paying off his contract.
Right.
But in order for him to be, quote-unquote, laid off, then they couldn't get any value out of him. And having him on the show would be
be a violation.
And he's still getting paid, but he was going to do the show for free because he loved being
on the arm.
On the arm.
But he
wasn't allowed.
But the only one that may not be a weekly for us, if we still had Steve Young, is Scott. Because Scott Van Pelt is promoting the Monday night game, and we love talking to him. But we'd still have Amani Toomer. We wanted to have a Giants presence.
By the way,
Dan Orlovsky was a weekly last year when we had Steve.
And I'm going to say something. I love Steve. I think he's probably is the greatest guest in history. He's the man. So there's no replacing someone that good. But love talking to Scott. I think he brings a certain energy that I enjoy.
Dan's a genius on football,
and he's just one of the biggest names in the company. He's one of he's one of the faces of ESPN. He's a great guest to have. And then Amani. All due respect, I didn't know what we were going to get from Amani at the top of the year. He's gotten better every single week all season. He's been fantastic, and he brings it. And now he's getting into the flow of the show. It takes time to build a rapport.
They're trying to make fun of me, so you accept him.
Now I really like
But Amani and Orlovsky were not brought in because of the loss of Steve.
No.
Orlovsky was already here as a weekly last year, and Amani is for our Giants presence that replaced Matthias Kiwanuka.
You know how I like to think of Orlovsky on the show?
Tell me how.
He stepped out of the back of the end zone on that play and steps right into the show. Wow. You know what I mean? That's what I think of.
You never let it go, do you?
Now, listen, I like arguing with Dan. He makes some points that I find to be crazy.
Dan at 5:15.
Today?
Yeah.
What did we argue about last week? Oh, he saw some good things from Zach Wilson. He's going to be thrilled. He's getting Zach back.
Yeah, he is getting Zach back, and we're getting a chance to hear Don talk about basketball.
Don McGrath.
All right, here we go. It's a big responsibility to be a designer. Dagny Dover is a bag brand based in New York City, founded by 3 women. We make hyper-functional, performance-driven bags. That's like a mouthful. We're all about getting the most out of life. When you're organized and you have your things together, you feel good. And when you feel good, you can live life intentionally. Oh, it's pronounced Dagny Dover. Dagny means new dawn. It's a new dawn for fashion.
There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
Switch to Square and take charge of your business and your time. Switch to fast setup and even faster checkouts. Switch to making every sale, every way you want, and every way they want too. Switch to one system connecting every tool to every task, even as your business grows. Switch to taking control and taking more free time, whatever that means to you. Make the switch to Square today. Visit square.com to get started.
I needed something in the shop, comfortable.
I wear Brunt boots, as you see, got them on my feet right now. Keeps you warm, it keeps you dry, triple layered comfort.
Comfortable in the morning, comfortable in the afternoon. These feel like kind of like sneakers.
They're waterproof, durable. Been wearing them for over a year now. They're absolutely amazing.
This is the only shoe I wear in here now.
Brown boots are cool. Wearing Brunt boots, my feet, my back, and my legs don't hurt at the end of the day.
Go online and try any of our gear on the job for 30 days, risk-free.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping, always. Sign up today and get free chicken wings for a year. ButcherBox.
Win big while streaming the Nets with Pick and Play on the Yes app. Make your picks before tip-off and win up to $10,000. Yes, Pick and Play. It's the game within the game, only on the Yes app.
Your favorite thing delivered right to your door means that you never have to stop doing your other favorite thing. Nailed it. Order McDelivery in the app.
How long? Until we solve long COVID. The Solve Long COVID initiative is bringing together patients, researchers, doctors, and drug developers to find answers now. To learn more and see how you can help, go to solvelongcovid.org.
When I hit 80, I needed help around the home. A friend of mine told me to call Freedom Care, and they'll pay my granddaughter to take care of me.
Funded by Medicaid, Freedom Care allows people to choose who provides their care, and the caregiver gets paid instantly after their shift.
Life is sweeter with her around.
Nana gave me so much joy as a child. Now it's my turn to return the love.
Call now to find out benefits and pay and how fast you can get started.
There's never been a better time to get away. With a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. Plus America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or $2,500 bonus cash on the Hyundai Tucson. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA. And
and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team. Plus, one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Perfect night for football here in the Big Apple.
It's a great venue, one of the iconic venues in the world for sports.
It's absolutely electric down on the field. I've never seen a bowl game like this.
Things getting wild here at Yankee Stadium.
Is it an obvious question?
Yeah. How'd you know?
I just know you.
So I'm wearing a suit from Proper Cloth I hadn't worn yet.
Right.
And they sent it to me I got a little while ago, and it's a little snug because the fall has been a hefty time. It's an obvious question, I'm sure, but you're a big suit guy. Well, you know, if you have a suit that you haven't worn yet and it's a bit on the tighter side,
right.
I have to imagine that wearing it helps the tightness.
Not really.
It doesn't give it any stretch.
You know what helps?
Losing weight?
It makes me lose weight.
Well, no, of course, obviously, no. It's better than it was 2 weeks ago. I was able to get it on and button it up and stuff, but I'm feeling a little gut push that I'd like to eliminate. You know what I mean?
Why don't you take some X-Lax tonight?
Well, it's working. Is it okay?
Well,
I don't want to mess, do I?
But if you're not comfortable, that's not good.
What we have any dressing? We have any plans for outfits for Friday? What are we doing?
Well,
any sort of coordination?
I bought a little.
You went with a holiday ditty?
A holiday lights around my neck.
You're doing that?
Yeah.
Don, any thoughts?
I haven't had a thought in my head at all.
You know what? I got to tell you, that sweater almost.
This sweater could have worked.
That sweater with the Santa hat could have really worked, in my opinion.
I'll have something ready, and it'll be great.
Did you see that? Speaking of people who love Don, did you see that Meadowlark signed All the Smoke podcast?
What's All the Smoke?
Steven Jackson and and Matt Barnes. Yeah, signed with Dan Le Batard's company.
When do you sign with them?
Well, I have a job.
But, I mean, you've got a lot of jobs. Just add another one.
Yeah, but first of all, I realized something.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with some friends the other day about this subject. I've always thought that, like, the Meadowlark people would like me. I thought I'd, like, fit in with them. I don't think they think I'm smart enough. I don't think they think I'm smart. Because they have, like,
I can see that.
They have, like, their smart crew,
right.
you know?
They're
And
very bright.
I'm friends with all the smart crew. They're all my buddies.
Oh, you're friends with Dan, though?
Friendly with Dan.
I'm friends with Dan.
But
you want me to put in a good word?
No, I don't need it. I'm good. But I just, Pablo Torre has a great new podcast. He's always got Katie Nolan on. Her boyfriend Dan Soder's always on. They love Mina. They love this one. All the smarty pants from ESPN. I'd like to think I'm part of the smarty pants crew.
Not really.
I'm not.
No.
I'm not.
No.
It's unfortunate because I thought I was smart.
Because you think you're cerebral, and you're really not.
I don't know. I don't think I'm cerebral.
Okay.
If I was cerebral, I'd be better off financially.
You made it seem like this has something to do with me.
That was a telling moment, Michael. All I did was use a transition. I just said, speaking of people who like Don, because Le Batard's a big fan.
So if he's a big fan, why don't you sign me?
Well, you have a job, too.
I can make it work.
This is from a guy. You have 6 jobs.
Yeah, but I didn't. But
I'm out of the job business now.
You should be out of the job.
I'm done.
But no, you can't get another sports talk radio job.
No.
That's in our contract.
Podcast.
Don, you can't. I can't go get a sports podcast job.
Well, you're doing a podcast with Beetle.
Yeah, but I believe me, the language is very important there. That's a culture podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so Don could do a culture.
Le Batard doesn't do culture?
Listen, I'm not your agent, Don. You want me to work a deal? I need 15%. I'm
15?
I'm not one of these.
You?
I'm not one of these. If I walk you in and I guarantee a job, I want more than 10. I'm in for 15.
Oh, but you've got jobs. What, do you want to be an agent now, too?
Well, listen, I don't do work for free.
The 2024 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series.
Wait, hold on. Navy
Federal Credit Union.
The NFC
Union.
The NFCU.
NHL.
NFCU NHL.
Stadium Series.
SS.
Yes.
I love it.
Well, Gronk's a sponsor. He's involved.
What does that have to do with anything?
Meaning that it's a legit sponsor.
Well, we know it's a sponsor.
I don't know. The way you treat him, so.
It's just a lot. That's all we're saying is the words are a lot.
What would you do if, like, City gets rid of its sponsorship of the Met Stadium, and all of a sudden it becomes a Navy Federal Credit Union stadium?
What does that have to do with it?
It'd choke you.
It would choke me?
I mean, imagine Gary having to say that every open. Welcome to Navy Federal Credit Union Stadium.
They'd figure something out.
Well, because they're great. Anyway, it comes to MetLife Stadium this winter for 2 games featuring 4 division rivals. Be caller number 101 right now at 888-987-ESPN.
You're going to go to hell for this.
And you'll win 2 tickets to see the Devils and Flyers face off outdoors. For full contest rules, go to ESPNNewYork.com. See the Flyers against the Devils on Saturday, February 17th at 8 p.m. and the Rangers against the Islanders on Sunday, February 18th at 3 p.m. Tickets are on sale now at NHL.com/Stadium Series tickets. So, Jamie Foxx made his first public appearance since, he disappeared, hospitalized, looked like he was in bad shape. And he gave a speech yesterday, and he said that he saw the hall. He was so close to dying. He saw the hall. He didn't see the light, but he saw a hallway, and it was really, really hot. And he said, I didn't know where I was headed. So now he's getting a second chance. Does he change? If he thinks that it was a really hot hallway and he was going to HE double hockey sticks, do you change your life, or do you think, okay, you can't erase what I've done, I'm just going to double down?
No, I'm going to go full bore.
Yeah.
Heel.
Because I know I'm heading there anyway.
Well, most people in those situations always turn it around, right? They use that as the way to do good.
Yeah, is that what he really thought he was going to HE double hockey
sticks? He just said, I don't know what was going on, but I know that where I was, the hallway was really hot.
But hot how? Hot like the AC was broken?
Call up Jamie Foxx then, or Jamie Farr. I don't care. Call Klinger up.
He's still with us. I talked to him.
I've always had a big regret about Jamie Foxx. He did the morning show a day I was traveling. Yeah, he did like an hour, just sitting and hung out. Did so many great impressions.
Maybe he did it then because you were out.
No. I think he asked about me. I think he said something nice about me.
Wow. Yeah. Well,
I hate missing big
talk
guests.
about the hallway.
Did you see the post I put up on my Instagram earlier?
No, I don't follow you on Instagram.
Yeah, you do. First of all, as promised, I talked about Lorvis with Michelle Beadle.
Did she like it?
She loved Lorvis. So go look at my Instagram, Rosenberg Radio, and show that post some love. And also I posted a very famous comedian, one of the biggest comedians right now in the country, Bert Kreischer. He talked about me, and back to back, he was complimenting me, and back to back called me Rosenthal.
Wow. Maybe he likes Ken Rosenthal. Maybe he knows Ken Rosenthal, who's very good at what he does. You think Athletic?
You mean because of the bow tie?
Yeah. Well, I think he's great, not because of the bow tie.
Yeah, but he's kind of known for the bow tie.
Yeah, but if I was his agent, I said it's time to lose the bow tie. Do charity stuff, but do it with regular ties.
Yeah, well, that's a great point by you. Yeah. Couldn't he still do the charity stuff with regular ties?
Of course he could.
Couldn't
now it's a thing.
Couldn't he be like, my new charity is
Ernie Johnson? I don't know why Ernie Johnson wears bow ties. I think bow ties should never be worn ever, except with tuxedos.
Hey, you know what? The second time in a day, you and I are in lockstep.
I think you look like a complete doofus when you wear a bow tie.
What about a charity involving an ascot?
I don't like ascots either.
No?
No.
The right people can carry it off.
Well, what is an ascot again, really?
It's kind of like a scarf.
Kind of a scarf that you wrap around your neck and keep your shirt open.
Oh, yeah.
The guy on Fox did it. The guy on the 11 o'clock pregame show. Well,
he did an ascot?
Yeah, he did an ascot for many years. Now he's got rid of it.
Listen,
he's the guy that went to Michigan.
I'll just tell you. I'll just tell you right now. Yeah. If you're wearing an ascot, your night can only end one way, or you're a fraud. Three-way. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. That's once you wear the ascot, that's the way the night better be going. But as for the tie, I just don't like. EJ is one of the great hosts in sports history, in my opinion.
I can't stand the bow tie.
Why does he do it?
I don't know.
Just to be different. I think people just want to be different.
But he doesn't have to be different.
But you're Kenny. I mean, you're EJ.
See? You just...
You mean if he was wearing a tie, I would instantly confuse him with Kenny Smith.
The only person that should wear a bow tie without a tuxedo is Pee Wee Herman. That's it.
Yeah. No, him and the former senator who ran for president, Paul Simon. I believe they are the only two.
How about Garfunkel?
No, that's different, Simon.
Don, tell us about BetMGM, please.
BetMGM, the king of sports.
Trick plays, and if ever
local hero, national champ, now he's home and expected to save the franchise and continue to go forward with hope as the plan on the edge. What's up, guys? I wish this was in person so I could buy each one of you a beer or something. Let's play the game. Hey, guys. Am I dreaming or can we actually do this thing?
There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
I'm Jessie Dover, co-founder of Dagny Dover. New York isn't for the faint of heart. The gear you carry around not only has to look good, but it has to work even better. That's why we create bags like the Landon Carryall, a bag that allows organizational junkies like me to be ready for whatever life brings. A bag that allows me to feel good about the things I carry. After all, this city is a reflection of who I am, purposeful, resilient, and ready to face whatever comes my way.
See everything your restaurant can do with tools from Square. Get a POS that connects to a KDS so you can handle orders ASAP. Reach more customers with online ordering and QR codes. Use pocket-sized hardware so you can turn tables faster. And get one account for everything so you can take care of it all and take it easy, too. Get your all-in-one restaurant system and sign up at square.com today.
All right, here we go. It's a big responsibility to be a designer. Dagny Dover is a bag brand based in New York City, founded by 3 women. We make hyper-functional, performance-driven bags. That's like a mouthful. We're all about getting the most out of life. When you're organized and you have your things together, you feel good. And when you feel good, you can live life intentionally. Oh, it's pronounced Dagny Dover. Dagny means new dawn. It's a new dawn for fashion.
We just signed the lease on our 3rd shop. I guess we're a chain now, right? We've worked so hard to get here. My assistant went to customink.com to get our new uniforms and merch with all the location names. Our custom gear helps him get our brand out into the community. He takes care of all of our custom ink orders. He was able to find great products, upload the new art, and have boxes sent directly to each of the shops. Custom Ink makes it so easy. Get started today at customink.com.
It started when he ordered his Brunt work boots. He's going on about how they're comfortable as sneakers, but he never takes them off. With his buddies at night, I caught him in the shower, and he just goes, "What? They're waterproof."
Brunt, the tools you wear. Your favorite thing delivered right to your door means that you never have to stop doing your other favorite thing. Nailed it. Order McDelivery in the app.
Intelligent all-wheel drive.
So does my Altima.
Now get 0% APR financing for 36 months on the Rogue Platinum and get up to $1,000 a year in bonus cash on popular models. Better hurry. These offers won't be back in stock.
So the big story today is Juan Soto. Looks like it's happening. Several reports. Jack Curry, my colleague and friend at Yes, John Heyman, my friend who works at the New York Post, saying that they're doing physicals, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and barring anything unforeseen, Juan Soto's going to be a Yankee.
It's fake news.
No, it's real. It's going to be
We'll see.
Juan Soto as a Yankee. Now, there's a lot of layers to this. As far as I know, the people that are being discussed in the trade don't have any physical issues, so everything should be signed off. But I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, maybe those people aren't calling in, that Yankee fans realize how great a player they are getting.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, again, please take a deep dive into his statistics, and not just like batting average, home runs and RBI, not the all-time statistics. Take the deep dive into OPS plus, and I believe he's ranked 7th all time at the age of 25, along with men like Joe DiMaggio, Ted Williams. I mean, the greatest names in the history of the sport. That's what this guy has done in his career. He's won a World Series with the Nationals. He plays every single day.
Mets fans could tell you.
He's great.
They know.
He's a great player. And you know why you know he's a great player? Because of the fact they're giving up a truckload of players to get him for 1 year. Now, they might end up having him for 10 years. Who knows? But what we know definitively, 1 year, and then he becomes a free agent. He's 25 years old. He's a left-handed batter. He's an absolute stud hitter who should magnify his greatness with the short porch at Yankee Stadium. Yankee fans, I think, should be super excited. In his career at Yankee Stadium in 23 at-bats, he has an OPS of 1.219. He's amazing.
Yeah, of course. And I don't know if Yankee fans watch him all the time, and I can understand it. He's been in the National League his entire career. You don't play the Nationals or the Padres all that often to know how good a player he is. You completely understand.
John Morosi of MLB Network is saying that the Soto deal is, in fact, done.
Okay.
That's not true.
No, John Morosi said it is.
But we don't know yet.
We got to confirm.
So you're saying it could be Russell Judge?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. If it doesn't happen, I'll be very Morosi about the whole thing.
But you wanted Azumi, and you got Azumi right now.
Well, that's like. Can I be honest though?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Well, they get Soto and Trent Grisham, according to Morosi, for Michael King, Drew Thorpe, Johnny Brito, Randy Vasquez, and Kyle Higashioka. Now, remember, the Padres needed Major League ready pitching because they lost 650 innings off their staff last year. So King moves into their rotation.
Right.
Brito, Vasquez, maybe Drew Thorpe starts in the minor leagues, and Kyle Higashioka, one of the best guys you'll ever meet, goes back to the West Coast where he's from,
right,
and probably is a backup catcher.
It's a really nice deal for San Diego.
It is.
It's a good deal because they're in a salary dump, so they got guys that make nothing and can contribute to the big league team.
Well, and they're not winning a World Series this year. And
they could. They've got a lot of talent.
Well, either way, it sounds like Soto is going to be gone at the end of the year no matter what. So at least they got themselves a nice truckload of talent.
Now, they obviously didn't get back what they gave up to Washington to get him, but they weren't in a position to really get that in return, considering he's going to be a free
how much
agent
did they give up to?
They gave up a lot. A lot of great players.
And it didn't work out. Now, Yankee fans could be excited. You look at that order, and they should be able to score some runs. This kid is amazing. Forget about whatever deficiencies might have defensively. You just got to hold your breath that, A, you win a championship with him in this year, or B, that you find a way to be able to keep him long term.
All right. Now, can I say one thing?
No.
So I wonder. It's hard to satisfy Yankee fans. So the Yankee fans that say Hal Steinbrenner doesn't want to win a championship, doesn't care, only wants to make money. What do you say now? He's just picked up a guy that's going to cost him $33 million, and if he wants to keep him, probably going to cost him $500 million over 10 years after next year.
Well, that's going to be the thing.
So, I mean, and they are high up, very close. One of the favorites to get Yamamoto, who's going to cost $300 million. So what do these fans, they had every right to be upset over 82 and 80. Every right. But what do they say? Because to me, their discourse was what moved me off of, like, aligning with them. Because when you say a guy doesn't care about winning, when he spends so much money, you can say he makes a lot of money. He doesn't have to spend it, though. He can still put a representative team out there with a $180 million payroll. His payroll last year was $290.
All right, well,
he's probably going to go over that right now. So what do you say now?
Well, but
they went out and got the best player available.
Yeah, but wait a minute. I'm not defending those fans, but I kind of know where they're coming from. All right, they brought it. They added $33 million to the payroll with Soto, what he's making this year. But as you mentioned, they got rid of $25 million from Donaldson. The question's going to be, are they going to sign him long term? And if they don't, those fans you're talking about are going to call Hal cheap. Whether it's fair or not, if they get outbid by the Mets or the Blue Jays or the Dodgers or whoever for Soto when he becomes a free agent, they will blame Hal for not going the extra mile. I'm telling you that's going to be the case. Now, if they win the championship, maybe it calls off the dogs for a while. But if they end up coming up short, losing the divisional round, or God forbid, miss the playoffs, and this guy walks and signs for $60 million someplace else, fans are going to call up and say, why didn't the Yankees sign him for $61 million?
All right, so you're talking about 2025 or the end of 2024. At this point, this guy has done everything as an owner that you'd want him to do. Everything. Everything that you'd want him to do. Now, maybe fans are going to say his allegiance to Brian Cashman. They don't like that. Okay, that's another story, another argument for another day. But he did not have to go out last year and sign Carlos Rodon. He didn't have to do it. That was an extra.
Well, I mean, again, I agree with you. I'm just trying to come up with an argument that those fans are still going to call. You know what those fans are going to do, Michael? If they lose out on Yamamoto. Well, I didn't help any extra money.
Then they can never be happy.
Because this is what they're going to say. Because I think we've talked to them enough, Michael, that I kind of know where they're coming from. It's all about 2024, right? Because you don't know if you're going to have Soto beyond this year. If they lose out on Yamamoto, they obviously need a pitcher to replace King, and Yamamoto walks and goes sign someplace else. Or how do you let Yamamoto go? Why are you being cheap? We got to win in 2024. What if we lose Soto at the end of the year? How they are right now going to put their focus on Yamamoto, and there's always going to be a target on Brian and Hal's back until this team wins again.
Well, but what happens then is that these are fans that could never be satisfied, where they want a $40 million player at every single position. Look at the expenditure that they have on this team. You mentioned it before. Judge makes 40. Cole makes 36. Stanton rounded off $100 million over the next 4 years. It's a lot of $33 million for your left fielder.
Right,
it's a lot of money.
No, but they don't care about a lot of money. Can the Yankees, let me ask you this, Michael, never mind whether they have an appetite to do it, the stomach to do it, whatever. Do they have the financial wherewithal to outbid any other team in Major League Baseball for Soto's services?
They do, unless the guy across town goes completely haywire.
Understood. But if you're telling me that if it ends up being that he goes for $60 million, becomes the first ever $60 million player, and he does not sign that contract with the Yankees, there'll be a segment of Yankee fans that'll say they're cheap. Because you just said they can do it, but they start working with a budget.
But they're also rational.
But
just like it wasn't rational for the Mets to sign Verlander and Scherzer for that money.
You can't, Michael, when you're trying to understand the logic of these fans, you can't throw the word rational out. Because they're being irrational, because they will not wrap their mind around the fact that the Yankees work with a budget. They're used to George and spending however much money there was to spend to get the player here and to win the championship at all costs. But clearly, Hal works with a budget. As long as the Yankees work with a budget, there are going to be fans out there that believe he's cheap.
Oh, okay, but that's not fair because...
Well, that's not fair. It's just that's the reality.
But his budget, he has the highest payroll in baseball other than the guy across town who happens to be a guy who has $17 billion of net worth. So... He has a higher payroll than every other team in baseball. And Steve Cohen would tell you he lost money last year, a lot of money, like $200 million. No businesses run that way. That's why San Diego had to get rid of Soto. There's got to be some responsibility in what you do. So I think that's going out and getting Soto is a clear message to the Yankee fans. We don't like what happened last year. We're going out and getting the best player out there, and he's a better overall player than Ohtani when Ohtani's not pitching. But when Ohtani's pitching, there's nobody like Ohtani. So the best available guy out there, they went out and got him. They gave up a high prospect capital, and they're giving him $33 million. That sends a message, I think, to the fans. If it doesn't, I don't get it.
It sends a temporary message to the fans, depending on what happens with Soto when he becomes a free agent. Because if they let him walk, the fans will take it out on Hal. They just will.
But they can't control that right now. All you can control is the move that you made. And they made the move right now. I hear you, Don. There are going to be unreasonable people who say it.
I'm not arguing for them. I'm just saying that, does Michael really have any thought, a real shot that every fan right now is going to be like, oh, we're so happy with Hal. They're waiting to pounce on both Brian and Hal.
Yes.
And destroy both of them if this team doesn't win and Soto leaves and Yamamoto signs with the Mets.
But these people are in love with their own sadness.
But these are the people that call.
Yeah.
These people exist.
But this is
and,
why.
And I think it's kind of, you want to throw out the word irrational. Michael, don't take any offense to this. It's kind of irrational to think that they've now appeased all those Yankee fans.
Well, they can't. But you can. But it's still.
They're the unappeasable.
They are the unappeasable, but I respect this move, not just because Soto's a player, but from a PR standpoint and from a fan-pleasing standpoint. It is a smart move politically and a smart move baseball-wise because he's a phenomenal player.
Right.
This whole idea that every year this Yankee team, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, because they want to hang on to every prospect. But then we see the prospects come along. Guys, the point of prospects is that you dream. In your wildest dreams, at 25 years old, they turn out to be Juan Soto.
Exactly.
That's what
the only rub is you might only have him for a year.
But by the way, win him over this year.
I don't know if winning. I think the Yankees can win him over. It's just a matter of
making the dollars make sense.
Try to get the most money as possible.
They imported one of the best players in baseball, one of the best players in baseball history at the age of 25, and they didn't give up Volpe, and they didn't give up Dominguez, and they didn't give up Jones. They gave up 4 decent pitchers. And Michael King, I think, is more than decent. And they gave up Kyle Higashioka, who could not make the team this year because they're going to use Austin Wells and they're going to use Jose Trevino. There was no room for Kyle Higashioka.
Now, you can also make the case for defending Brian. Do you think that's going to appease the Brian haters?
No.
That the Yankees were actually the team, the favorite to get Soto because they had the prospects a lot of other teams didn't have. Shouldn't that be a compliment to Brian?
You would think so.
No, I don't think they're in that.
No, they're not going to go there either.
By the way, made an executive decision. I'm sorry.
You booked
the Yankees
someone.
just got Soto.
Yo, hold on.
We couldn't have Dan Orlovsky talk football at this point.
Oh, you made an exact decision.
No, we're good. So we got 2 producers today.
No, you know what, though?
Anthony, I'm sorry. I'm good. I enjoy being a talk show host.
I will say
Michael and Peter, they've got aspirations.
Well, no, that's a good decision.
No, I'm having fun.
No, it's hurtful.
We're going to talk about like Robert Saleh and Joe Beningo. I mean, I think Yankee fans are
good.
By the way, I do enjoy that conversation.
Sorry, the line probably stink anyway.
It's see, why'd you do that?
Why are you so
what are you doing?
Hater.
What
That's who you are.
I'm hating the
Josh
line.
Hader.
I'm not hating the line, not the player. I'm hating the line.
No, I'll say this too. We mentioned it briefly yesterday on the show, but when I watched the hot stove last night again, and there'll be one tonight, 10:30 on Yes. I have to. And wow, what an episode it's going to be now. By the way, talk about this is must see TV. But man, you touched on it yesterday, Michael. There was a conversation with Brian Cashman. He went from, you know, that people always say that Michael Jackson in real life didn't sound the way he sounded in interviews.
Right.
The whole like, well, you know, I just really wanted it's like a way to like appease America. Brian Cashman was putting on his Michael Jackson voice yesterday. Hey, you know, everyone's really he was so toned down, you did not even recognize him from what he was a week
earlier. We have a team the Yankee fans will be proud of.
Yeah, you know, we're just trying to do the best we can to please our fans, you know, and hopefully everyone, you know, just enjoy a game of baseball. I was like, Brian, is that you? Yesterday, you were dropping F-bombs. It was a new Brian Cashman, or the old Brian Cashman.
This portion of the Michael K. Show brought to you by Sansone Auto Mall. 10 top brands, over 2,000 vehicles, one place. Sansone Auto Mall in Woodbridge. All right, let's go to the phones.
Do it.
Let's go to Alex in Connecticut. Alex.
Hey, guys. How you doing? First-time caller. I'm going to be one of those reasonable Yankee fans and say that I couldn't be more ecstatic for the move. This is a generational Ted Williams. Secondly, Yankee fans always complain about, oh, we can't run it back. We can't run it back. We've just made 2 moves, so how could you be unhappy? And for those that are saying he can't play defense, look at the trade they made for Donaldson and IKF when those were focused on defense. Those didn't work out so well. And then lastly, like you guys talking about prospects, I'll take the known versus the unknown. Who knows what these prospects are going to be? There was a time when Yankees had Andujar, Bird, Austin. Where are those guys now? They're supposed to be
hold on, Alex. I had to jump in here. I appreciate everything you're saying. Did you guys see Martino's tweet?
No, what did he say?
What's the anniversary today?
Arson Judge.
Andy Martino tweeted at 5:15. The proposed Soto Yankees trade has not yet advanced to the point where the teams have told each other they have a deal, and no players have yet been informed that they are on the move. Just saying, Andy Martino has said that.
So John Morosi of MLB Network said it's done.
And I said, that's not true. And Martino's now said, hold your horses. Just hold the horses a second. Sorry, not trying to pour cold water, but I felt that needed to get out there.
Now, Brian Hoke.
This is like the Trinity. Who we got to...
He retweeted what John Morosi said.
Now it's 2-on-1 handicap match.
And Jack Curry has essentially been saying it's been done since last night. So it's just a matter of the Yankees announcing it.
Now, question for you.
Yeah.
Just a kind of reporter politics question. Mm-hmm. Is it possible that a Martino who doesn't have that, like, is there a reason why a reporter would release what Martino released? Any sort of ulterior motive there?
Well, his ulterior motive was he doesn't think he thinks that somebody jumped the gun that's probably going to get done.
It's not official.
But he wants to say it's not official. That's why he hasn't had it.
Got it. Meaning that he's checked with what he believes is the source, right, and doesn't have the confirmed
both
answer.
Could be true. We just said that
right.
The players haven't been informed yet.
Or both could be true in that one person's willing to jump the gun and make the call, and the other people are like, no, I'm waiting for X, Y, and Z.
Let's go to GB and Merrick. GB.
Gentlemen, always appreciate you. Thanks for everything you do for New York. I'm a little red hot because I've been watching this for a long time. I'm excited about this Soto deal. I can't wait for him to come to the Yankees and him start hanging out with Judge. But, Donnie, enough already with every negative thing about the Yankee fan. And I know they're calling in because you're getting the wrong Yankee fans on there.
No, but I can only go by who we talk to.
Yeah, but listen, and I appreciate you guys. I'm always on, and I really do appreciate you. But this is a moment, and something you said before, and I'm not picking on every word you said, maybe the Yankee fans, maybe the players don't want to come to the pinstripes anymore because they don't want to win a World Series. They don't want that pressure. That is the most unbelievable statement I've ever heard, where there's a baseball player that doesn't want to win a World Series.
No, but that doesn't. That's not what I said. I said coming to the New York Yankees. No, wait a minute. All right?
That's a winning attitude we have.
But it's also a place where when you don't win, you get destroyed. Ask Giancarlo Stanton, who's been a great soldier for this team, who gets eviscerated constantly by the fans and the callers and under constant scrutiny. There are a lot of players that aren't built to come and handle that kind of pressure. Not that they don't want to win, but to go to a place where if I win, I'm draped in glory. If I lose, get this bum out of here or get somebody in here who can win. Not every player is built like that.
We've seen it over the last few years a lot.
You know, I'm also looking at a young player that could say, well, wait a minute. You know, the Yankees haven't won since 2009. The players get eviscerated. They get booed. They booed Derek Jeter. They booed Mariano Rivera. They've destroyed Stanton since he's been here.
They booed him on his first day.
They were getting phone calls, killing Garrett Cole. Guy's a bum, can't win a big game. Why is he here? Where are those people now when he wins the Cy Young Award? Or all those years, Alex Rodriguez was winning MVPs. And what was everybody saying? Oh, who cares about MVPs? I want to win a championship. Am I living in a cloud here? I know I'm the Met fan yo-yo, but is there not a pressure? Let him have his reindeer games. That's fine. He wants to build that narrative, so all his Yankee yo-yos can circle around him like he's bowing to some kind of Christ.
By giving a
look. No, come on, man. I'm right here. Don't make me like I'm on an island by myself as the yo-yo Met fan.
I brought it up that you're right. The Yankee fans that call in, you're absolutely right. They're never happy.
But he spins it like they don't want to. I'm not saying they don't want to win, but this is the one place where if you don't win, you get eviscerated. And if you know for a fact, not just the people that call, that if Soto gets off to a ridiculously poor start and we're in the middle of May, what are the phone calls going to be? Well, he's going to get booed at the stadium. Because there is a certain level that's expected from you when you come here. And if you don't live up to it, you get killed. And there's a lot of players that don't have a stomach for that. But I mentioned that it comes across. Oh, you're just a negative Met fan.
He was wrong. He was wrong. We only can judge the people that call in, and maybe in talk radio we have to realize that negativity is what drives somebody to call, not positivity.
Right. It is true.
But I'm sorry if you don't think acquiring one of the greatest players in the history of baseball at this age is a great move and doesn't excite you,
not good.
Then I don't know what can excite you. And I'm a guy who knows how to excite people.
But I'm sorry. For 2 summers ago, Peter, when we're in the middle of an historically great start for the Yankees and Aaron Judge is hitting 1,000 home runs, me and you were on the show together for 4 hours doing what? talking about Yankee fans complaining about Gallo, complaining about this, complaining about that, instead of enjoying a fun season. Did it end the way you wanted it to? No. Then you can complain. But in July and August, when the team was up, oh, look at this.
Here we go.
We didn't sweep the Padres. What's wrong with it? It gets sickening. I'm sorry.
This portion of the show brought to you by Sanson Auto Mall.
Sure.
Make your best deal right now at Sanson Auto Mall and tell them Bart Scott sent you. Take an extra $1,000 off your best deal. Call 1-800-SANSON today. So John Morosi reporting the deal is done. Andy Martino, a guy I respect from SNY, saying it's not done yet. They have not said to each other, okay, done deal. But it certainly looks like it is a done deal. It's just a matter of making it official. So we will take your phone calls, 1-800-919-3776. But first, Peter has something to tell you.
You done yet? It's 2 a.m. Why are you still scrolling through videos? You're not paying me overtime here. If you really want to see something new, why not change those shades that have been broken for the past 2 years? Let's tap the Thumbtack app, and in a matter of seconds, we'll find a pro to install new shades.
Okay.
With Thumbtack, you can easily find top-rated professionals for every home project.
Thumbtack, the easy way to care for your home.
See everything your store can do with tools from Square. Your inventory automatically restocks, so you never run low. Your online store stays open 24/7, so you're always ready to sell. Your payments are processed in seconds, so customers can breeze through checkout. And with one account to manage it all, you've got more time for taking time out. Get your all-in-one retail system by signing up at square.com today.
You've heard our story, the one about measuring twice, cutting once, and building something you're proud to put your name behind. What are we building? A different kind of workwear, inspired by the values of those who put in the work. Brun, try us on the job for 30 days risk-free.
I'm Jessie Dover, co-founder of Dagny Dover. New York isn't for the faint of heart. The gear you carry around not only has to look good, but it has to work even better. That's why we create bags like the Landon Carryall, a bag that allows organizational junkies like me to be ready for whatever life brings. A bag that allows me to feel good about the things I carry. After all, this city is a reflection of who I am, purposeful, resilient, and ready to face whatever comes my way.
We just shipped our 1,000th monthly coffee subscription box. We're sending custom thank you gifts to everyone on our team who helped us get there. I had to call Eric at Custom Ink. Custom Ink has been with us from the beginning, and he makes sure that we get everything we need and even reminds us of our own company milestones. This milestone, though, I get to tell him about. He is every bit as excited as we are and knows great quality products we can customize and send for the gifts. Celebrate all your milestones with custom gear. Get started today at customink.com.
There are things that I can get from The Athletic that I can't get from other places, especially in women's sports. It's the outlet that I consider to be the most equitable when it comes to covering women's and men's sports. The Athletic also provides in-depth coverage of my teams that aren't in my city. It makes me feel at home even when I'm not there.
Your favorite thing delivered right to your door means that you never have to stop doing your other favorite thing. Nailed it. Order McDelivery in the app.
ProtectingKidsOnline.org. Because it's up to you to protect your children from social media nightmares. Join us for her, for your daughter.
At Domino's, we're on a mission to make sure our customers can always get hot pizza, even when the weather is not so hot. That's why we're plowing unplowed roads across the country, like this road, and this road, and Judy's road. Thanks. You're welcome, Judy. Nominate your town for plowing assistance at plowingforpizza.com so you can carry out 2 medium, 2-topping pizzas for $6.99 each from Domino's, no matter the weather.
10 years ago, we started Untuckit out of my apartment, and today we have more than 80 stores worldwide.
It's been quite a journey. We didn't just create shirts designed to be worn untucked, we perfected them. With great fabrics and design at the perfect untucked length. so you can look sharp in this new business comfortable world. Just look for our signature sale. Untuck It, 10 years in the making, and we're nowhere close to stopping. Find the perfect holiday gift at untuckit.com today.
Ooh, I love. Totally. But keep swiping. This is so much fun.
This makes it so easy.
Yes, that was a good one.
Let's go. Play your favorite slots today, and you can win the next big jackpot. Sign up now, and we'll match your first deposit up to $1,000 in casino bonus funds, plus 200 free spins. Only at GoldenNuggetCasino.com.
During Kia's Season of Giving Back sales event, give yourself the gift you've been waiting for all year. Like great deals on the confidently capable Sorrento and the spacious Sportage. Not to mention offers on the all-electric EV6 and the fun-to-drive Forte. Visit your local Kia dealer. Lease a new 2023 Forte LXS for $189 a month.
December 8th at your mother's house in Garden City Park, Long Island. Special guest appearances by Wally Zerbiak, Amani Toomer, and Rick DiPietro. Increase your chances of winning one of the holiday giveaways by bringing up the 3 toys for donations. Mark your calendars. Get ready to spread some cheer at the Michael K. Show holiday party. It's this Friday at your mother's house in Garden City Park, Long Island. Everybody that has been there tells me that this place is great. So looking forward to it.
I hope they're ready to bust out some different food options, because we're going to have Michael trying different foods. It's going to be a happening.
It is brought to you by Momentum Solar. Solar?
I'm not looking at it.
The New York Islanders. Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. Sure. Yingling Traditional Lager and Flight by Yingling.
I believe it's Lager.
The perfect beers for the holiday season. Security Dodge. Visit securitydodge.com and come get some selection, and benefiting the Garden of Dreams Foundation. All right, this Juan Soto recap brought to you by Pajamagram. Nothing official yet. No. John Morosi said they're working toward finalizing. Andy Martino said not so fast, channeling Lee Corso. And that's where we stand right now, but all signs point that this is a deal that will get done. Let's see what you're thinking. 1-800-919-3776.
Okay.
Mike in Woodbridge. Mike.
Good afternoon, guys. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Very good, thank you. I'm a first-time caller. I like the entertainment, and usually don't call in, but I just wanted to share with you guys. I did have a season ticket package with the Sunset Patriots. I'm a Met fan, but I'm a baseball junkie. So I just, enjoy the game, watch these guys coming up, and two of the pitchers that the Yankees are trading, I guess Fitz yesterday.
Fitz is in the Verdugo deal.
Oh, God, he's a stud. And also Drew Thorpe.
What do you think of Drew?
Really good. Really, they were. I had my little cheat sheet there, and I wrote down the guys that are really studs. Them two guys are really top. So if the Yankees get rentals for a year and lose them, and then especially if they're playing the Red Sox, and this guy comes and haunts them, they're going to be kicking themselves in the butt. Also, the Yankees have, I should say, some of the Patriots, Ben Rice. He's a catcher, lefty catcher. He replaced Wells. And I was really impressed with him as well. But the only thing is he's a lefty batter. But, minors, they'll get traded or whatever. And do you also have two lefty batter catches on the same team? But I was really taken when I heard the trades. I said, my God, these guys, if the Yankees just get the rentals for a year, I think there's going to be a little problem.
Well, but one thing, though, Mike, there's so many prospects that don't make it, way more than those that make it. And I'm not going to lie, giving up Thorpe and King in this deal is big. It's good. It hurts. I like Brito. I like Vasquez. They're fourth starters at the most, I think. Fourth or fifth starters. You should be able to get those. But you can't let that type of prospect stand between getting Juan Soto. You can't. Jack Curry asked me yesterday on the Hot Stove Show on Yes, would you do it or would you hold on to King? And I go, if that had to make it done, I've got to let go of King. I'm sorry. As great as I think King could be, Juan Soto is one of the greatest hitters of all time at this age. What are you going to do? I think it hurts if he plays a year, they don't win the World Series, and then they lose him.
Of course, yeah.
That hurts. But sometimes in life, you got to dare to be great.
But even then, let's say that happens, and then you fast forward 5 years from now, 6 years from now, and all of those guys that went to San Diego didn't amount to anything.
Right.
Then does that make you feel better to say, oh, they wouldn't have amounted to anything with us? I mean, also, let's not forget, too, Michael, when all the conversation of not wanting to give up prospects at times when they were looking for guys over the last couple of years, because Brian wanted to hold on to these prospects, not necessarily because they'd come up and perform for the Yankees, because a lot of times they're landlocked, but could be used in other places because there's other needs on the team besides just left field.
He held on to Andujar, and that cost them getting Cole for the 2 years that Cole was great in Houston. They held on the prospects. They didn't get Cliff Lee. Maybe they didn't get another championship out of that. Of all the people, the Yankees have traded a lot of players over the last couple of years to get those relievers from the Cubs, from the A's, Montas, whatever the case may be. Tell me the one guy, and there's one, Ezekiel Duran, who became an all-star, and that was in the Joey Gallo deal. Tell me the one prospect they gave back or gave away that has haunted them. I don't think Duran's haunted them. They'd like to have it back, especially the way the Gallo deal turned out. But where have they been burned to a point that you're losing sleepless nights? Now, they lost Garrett Whitlock in the Rule 5 draft. They didn't protect him. That's a bad move. And Garrett Whitlock is now run into some health problems with his arm. He was great for the Red Sox for about a year and a half, and now he struggled. But point me to the prospects that they've given up that have killed
That was
them.
a Yankee problem 30 years ago, right, with the Jay Buners and the Jose Reyes and Doug Drabeck. There were so many guys that were Yankee prospects that panned out other places. Fred McGriff, but not so much now. Listen, there were mistakes that were made. Hey, listen, you could have had Manny Machado for just money. You could have had Bryce Harper for just money. But now, after going 82-80, the plan wasn't working. They had prospects. It's a gamble because he's only 1 year, but it should be a heck of a year, right? I mean, really, you shouldn't have any offensive problems this year.
Let's go to Ryan in Connecticut. Ryan.
Ryan.
Hey, guys. First time, long time. Appreciate everything you guys do.
What's up?
Want to talk about a little bit about Michael King. Obviously giving him up's not ideal, but, if he goes to San Diego and we end up getting Yamamoto, does it really matter that much? I feel like the fans wouldn't be too upset if King goes the other way if the Yamamoto deal gets done.
I think that certainly relieves some of the sting, Ryan, because Yamamoto was also 25 and is thought so highly of. I think he's won the equivalent of the Japanese Cy Young Award the last 3 years. And he's a 25-year-old pitcher, so that kind of talent doesn't become available at that age. But again, King would be a nice fit. I mean, we don't know if Nestor Cortez is okay. We don't know what Carlos Rodon's going to be. Do you feel comfortable running Clark Schmidt out there for another 32 starts? I think he did okay last year. I don't think he was great. He did okay. He took the ball every single time, gave them a start. But Michael King could be special. So, listen, I make the deal. But I also admit that giving up King is going to sting a little bit. But you can't let that stand between getting Juan Soto. You can't. I know people are ready to pounce because everybody always wants to see the mistake. You're not going to really see this for the next couple of years how it plays out.
But you know how New York feels about prospects, Michael.
I
There's
know.
always a special feeling. That's why Volpe is going to be a star on this team. Everybody's going to love him. He was a homegrown guy. Derek Jeter, Jorge Posada, those are the guys. And then the guys that came over in trades and free agents had to pay their dues. And that's just the way it is. I go through it with the Rangers as well. As much as they love Mark Messier, there's Richter, there's Leach, the guys that came up within the organization. It's always special. We love that story. The draft pick that moves up in the organization and becomes a forever Yankee or forever Ranger or forever Giant, whatever. That's always the way it's going to be.
Let's go to Scott in Queens. Scott.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Listen, I love to see Juan Soto come to the Yankees. Giving up prospects, we have been holding on to prospects at times for eons. When they have a use, they should trade them.
They held on to Clint Frazier. They held on to Andujar. They held on to Gary Sanchez. They held on to them too long. You're right.
Exactly. And they even held on to Severino too long. They should have gotten rid of him also. When he had trade value, he got hurt. That went his trade value. If they don't sign Yamamoto, for whatever reason, even though I know they are the front runner. What do you feel about Blake Snell coming to the Yankees if they could get him?
You know what?
He is a
I
legitimate
think I would pass. Because I'm going to tell you why. He's a 5-inning starter. And most starters are 5 innings, but you're just going to burn out your bullpen if you got a lot of them. That's why Cole is such an incredible pitcher for the Yankees, because he's not a 5-inning starter. He gives you 7. Snell was great, but if I've got to pivot from Yamamoto, I might take a dive in Jordan Montgomery's waters again. Snell's going to cost way too much.
But was that just a product of where he came from in Tampa, where they just didn't want him to go long?
Well, but he didn't. He averaged 5 innings to start in San Diego last year. That was one of the reasons that some people thought, well, maybe he's not the Cy Young Award, but that's not fair. That's how people use pitchers. But I think he's 30 years old. This is the way he's been trained. So I don't know if he can give you length. So I don't know if I would go that route. It's going to cost too much. Anthony in the mail truck. Anthony.
Gentlemen, what's going on? How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Can't wait to see you guys on Friday. So I think that you guys are spot on with this Juan Soto. Michael, I just disagree with, the whole King narrative. I don't think giving up King is that big of a deal. And I thought that Boris would even, keep this going, because once Ohtani signs, it's going to be more suitors
but it's not Boris. Boris has nothing to do with the trade.
No. I understand that. But I'm saying, with Boris, wanting to maybe get more, for in return for Juan Soto, or
but he has nothing to do with this.
No, I get it, but he is also representing him,
right?
And with the whole Ohtani thing going, I think that Ohtani would, like I said,
hey, Anthony, listen, I love you, baby. He has nothing to do with this. Boris can't tell the Padres where to trade him. And if Boris can, envision the best scenario, he's getting traded to the New York Yankees, who could give him $50 million a year. And if not, then he becomes a free agent across town. Steve Cohen can. You keep bringing up Boris. Boris does not impact this trade.
He was not a free
agent
yet.
He does not control it. I look forward to seeing you on Friday, but Anthony, you kept saying the same thing, and it's wrong. Now, Boris did call. I think it was Buster Only we had on. But Boris, made trouble in San Diego. He told him he wanted to bat him third. He wanted him to bat third. Bob Melvin wanted him to bat second, so he wasn't happy. Bingo. Judge bats second here. Soto will bat third. He'll be thrilled.
That's true.
He'll be absolutely thrilled. That's the new Juan Soto report.
Well, I love that.
Brought to you by Pajamagram. Soft Silky, a best-selling Christmas gift for her. Get a free $75 nightie with naturally nude pajamas from Pajamagram.com. Let's go to Ben in Delaware. Ben.
Hey, Michael. Hey, guys. Second time I ever called. I listen all the time, but, I don't usually call. And so I guess to speak to the thing about Yankees fans before, a lot of us that are good Yankees fans don't complain too much. We try to state ourselves more. But main thing I'm calling to say is, I think there's a lot of older Yankees fans. I'm in my mid-20s. I think there's a lot of older Yankees fans that they get really scared off by trading prospects because, back in the 90s when the core four, when I was coming up, there was, there's the talks of how they almost traded Jeter and Posada and Mariano and Pettit and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think, as younger fans, especially when you talk about the guys we missed on, like Cliff Lee, I remember that. That was a super disappointing one. I know there was talk about trading Judge for Price. You're going to always have your question marks of who, if the trade is worth making or not. But this is a situation. You have a guy who's, since he's 19, proven himself. He's only 25.
Right.
Michael King's 4 years older than him. This is a absolutely, easy trade to make in that sense.
Yeah, Ben, well said. And I did make a mistake earlier. King is a free agent in 2 years. Michael King in 2 more years. So 2024 and 2025 he'll play with the Padres, and then you see where it goes. By the way, Zach Wilson meeting with the media. He was asked if there's any truth to the report he was reluctant to return as a starter. He said, quote, absolutely not.
No truth.
That's what he said.
Multiple people were spoken to, supposedly.
Wilson said he was, quote, frustrated, close quote, by the report.
So multiple people made up and lied to Diana that he had any feelings like that.
Or maybe they'll even tell you Diana lied, which is not true.
What do we expect?
Well, of course, he's not going to say, yeah, I did. There's no way he would say that.
Well, let's just find out what he texted to Joe Beningo.
Well, we'll find out soon enough. With the holidays around the corner, get a jump start on the new year by losing a contractually guaranteed.
Welcome to the Athletic Basketball Show. Folks, the league is in absolute chaos. Players going off pretty much every other night. Playing picture that, when it clears, could leave a few future Hall of Famers. It might all come down to some rookie taking free throws. Scorers on pace to break the
The Athletic. Subscribe today.
For far too long, millions of Americans have been strapping on uncomfortable work boots pushed by out-of-touch corporate types. Hey! To design boots and apparel that hardworking men and women actually want, you have to get on the job site and listen. And that's why Brunt names gear after guys like us. Apart from making our boots and apparel innovative, reliable, and insanely comfortable, we back all of our gear with a 30-day on-the-job risk-free trial. You deserve better. You deserve Brunt.
Try any of Brunt's gear on the job for 30 days risk-free.
We just signed the lease on our third shop. I guess we're a chain now, right? We've worked so hard to get here. My assistant went to customink.com to get our new uniforms and merch with all the location names. Our custom gear helps him get our brand out into the community. He takes care of all of our custom ink orders. He was able to find great products, upload the new art, and have boxes sent directly to each of the shops. Custom Ink makes it so easy. Get started today at customink.com.
My goal is to become the place where parents and caregivers come to find childcare that works for them.
My goal is to build the largest university in the world.
My dream is to be the telemedicine provider for kids and families to stop generational trauma.
I want to change culture. I want to enable these gaming communities to become self-sufficient. That's the goal.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping, always. Sign up today and get free chicken wings for a year. ButcherBox.
See everything your store can do with tools from Square. Your inventory automatically restocks, so you never run low. Your online store stays open 24/7, so you're always ready to sell. Your payments are processed in seconds, so customers can breeze through checkout. And with one account to manage it all, you've got more time for taking time out. Get your all-in-one retail system by signing up at square.com today.
Get ready for the British Basketball League. 10 teams, one electrifying league. Global talent, local passion. The British Basketball League.
Does it still count as ending the night with McDonald's if you order it for breakfast the morning after? I'm ordering either way. Order McDelivery in the app.
We lead to goals and connect us to family. Your dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors.
I did get waiter number 2.
Because they know you. They can help you create a comprehensive plan for your full financial picture and personalized money management with the right balance of risk and reward. Doors were meant to be opened.
Dive into the world of Win Reality. Experience unlimited at-bats for more than 600 pitchers. Training that simulates all game situations and head-to-head action with family and friends. Master your timing, pitch recognition, and hitting mechanics with expert coaching.
Let's see the progress.
So when your moment comes, you'll be ready. Win Reality. Baseball uncaged.
like a holiday shopping showdown, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. Good thing my Rogue has intelligent all-wheel drive.
So does my Altima.
Now, get 0% APR financing for 36 months on the Rogue Platinum and get up to $1,000 a year in bonus cash on popular models. Better hurry. These offers won't be back in stock.
Perfect night for football here in the Big Apple.
It's a great venue, one of the iconic venues in the world for sports.
It's absolutely electric down the field. I've never seen a bowl game like this.
Things getting wild here at Yankee Stadium.
Congratulations.
I played myself?
No, congratulations. You,
So some of these, mama's boys with Cheetos, dust on their fingers, stop slobbering over Hal. This is what he should be doing. It's infuriating.
I don't know if you know this.
I mean, really, so unhappy. People that are that nasty and that negative about everything. I've said this over and over again. I truly believe it, and it's made me feel better about myself.
That's all I want.
They're just miserable.
Well,
their lives, they can't be happy people to be that negative all the time.
This is why I don't, I love our listeners, but this is why I don't always emphasize the callers as much as everyone does, because a lot of times the people who feel like making phone calls about sports talk radio are in love with their own sadness. And they just want to complain constantly.
We can't react to silence.
No.
These are the people that tweet. These are the people that call.
I don't mind reacting.
Do I think they're the minority? I do.
I don't mind reacting to them, but I also don't feel bad hanging up on them because I don't think they're really representative of the fan base in the real way.
And I also, to me, they're not the definition of a fan. Now, there have been times my teams have been so bad, I find myself hating them. But to have so much negative, I understand they haven't won since 2009, and even that's kind of laughable when you compare it to other teams in the market. But are you a fan of the team, or are you a fan of the winning? Because when I fell in love with the Mets and fell in love with the Giants and the Devils back in the day, they were awful. And then you love the team, you love players, and then you eventually win and you're excited and you're disappointed when they lose, obviously. But it's because they won so much, Peter. It's like it's a birthright. And just to think about 82-80 as an embarrassment, 82-80 as we've got to change things. And I get there's a lot of things that are frustrating about the Yankees, and there are problems with the team. And I'm not saying you can't be critical, but God, if you were from Mars and you parachuted down, you would think the Yankees were the Jets.
So many, practically every generation of Yankee fans was born in a time where relatively early on they were winning championships.
Except my generation.
You would be the...
I grew up...
got one.
Horace Clark, no, but when I was a kid, they were awful. But Horace Clark, Jerry Kenney, Gene Michael, Ron Woods.
Wait, what?
So I started being a fan in like 69, 70.
So that was their gap?
Yeah, their gap was some of them 64. They started getting better in 72. But
and then when did they win again?
They won in 77.
So in 77,
they went to the World Series in 76.
So you have that 15-year gap right there that is your childhood.
Right.
But even then they gave you one.
Yeah.
Then the 80s were rough.
They gave two, 77 and 78.
So you get two there. Mm-hmm. Then you got to suffer through the 80s, but you get to the mid-90s and boom, winning's back.
And you suffer through the 80s, and they had the best winning percentage of any team in baseball, but there were no wild cards, and they always finished second.
So it's tough, Don, because I grew up believing that my team was awesome. And then by the time I was 13, there was no winning again. And It's disappointing, but you just keep trotting back out and hoping you're going to get a win. It's different with the team that's used to winning constantly.
Now, Bob, we're very quickly. Bob Nightingale of the USA Today said Cashman and Boone just left the Winter Meetings Hotel, headed to the Nashville airport. No Soto deal finalized yet.
What a terrifying moment this is. I mean, it's exciting, but it's a little. Don, any fear whatsoever? Or are you feeling like you're Aaron Rodgers level of confidence?
Semantics at this point, because you remember the whole arson judge thing. He didn't say it was done, Heyman. You know, the fact that there are reports that it's done, I think it's just the semantics of have all the calls been placed, have all the physicals been passed, but it seems like everything is trending towards that this is going to get done. But some reporters, you're right, they want to be careful. They want to make sure that it is confirmed from whoever their source is.
Now, in fairness to Morosi, he said they are finalizing the deal. Didn't say,
right?
You know, but again, the guy I respect the most is Curry, and like he was saying last night, it's essentially done.
Yeah, but essentially is not done.
It's not
finalizing is not done. I mean, these are words that mean something.
You know,
after what happened with Correa and the Mets, remember that was done, and then he fails his physical, and he's done. You know, so
tools can be used as weapons. Words are you get the idea.
Tools can be used as weapons,
and words can be tools.
Yep. Let's go to Eric in Troy. Eric.
Here, Michael, what's up?
How you doing, man?
Living the dream. Just got home, about to, do a little devil's lettuce, allegedly.
There you go.
So, when you a couple of weeks ago, you were yelling at Peter and Don about, the interns and the guys, getting coffee for you, doing that type of stuff, right?
But nobody gets coffee for me.
Right. Well, Don did today.
No, not you. I was agreeing with you on that side.
Right.
But, and then, the last 2 days, you keep, a phone call 250, phone call 100. What are you doing to these guys?
But I've explained this, Eric. I'm actually being a good guy.
Yeah, you're saying that, but that really, so 100, that's the delay? 100 calls?
Yeah.
I understand not having the second call or the 16th call, but the other day, what was it, 250?
Yeah. But first of all, Anthony is not an intern. He gets paid extraordinarily well to do what he's doing.
Now you're delusional.
Now you're completely losing your credibility.
No. I mean, Anthony, you're happy with your salary, right?
No, don't answer that.
Anthony,
I'm going to answer for him.
Anthony, you happy with your salary?
No,
he's disgusted by it.
There you go. He's happy
I'm going to
working
speak for him. He's disgusted
But do you want me to break down the science, though? Think about it. If you say it's caller number 10.
Right.
The first blank amount of lines will all get jammed. They're jammed at that point.
Right.
Once all those lines are jammed, all the radio people are now in now, too. It could really be like caller 8. And at that point, radio is able to be capable of it.
I think you're wrong.
I don't think so.
Anthony, is this a burden for you?
No, it's not a burden.
Do you go home and tell your girlfriend Michael K is the worst human being of all time?
Well, that's...
No. Compared to what I've dealt with today, this is nothing.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a tough comp.
There have been hosts in this station that have terrorized the people that work with them. Terrorized.
Does one name end in a vowel?
Yeah.
And did he terrorize someone you feel fondly about?
I feel fondly about both people.
Right.
Yeah.
But there was terror.
There was terror.
I think,
tell you.
I think that person still wakes up in cold sweat right now. About
worst kind of sweat.
Yeah.
You want a nice hot sweat. You have Ian Ed prepared?
No. Honestly, it's a tough day today.
All right, so we'll see what we get in just a moment right here on Yes and 98.7 ESPN.
Local hero, national champ, now he's home and expected to save the franchise and continue to go forward with hope as the plan on the field.
What's up, guys? I wish this was in person so I could buy each and one of you a beer or something.
Let's play the game.
Hey guys, am I dreaming or can we actually win this thing?
There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
See everything your store can do with tools from Square. Your inventory automatically restocks, so you never run low. Your online store stays open 24/7, so you're always ready to sell. Your payments are processed in seconds, so customers can breeze through checkout. And with one account to manage it all, you've got more time for taking time out. Get your all-in-one retail system by signing up at square.com today.
Get ready for the British Basketball League. 10 teams, one electrifying league. Global talent, local passion. The British Basketball League.
The most important tool on any job site in America is the one you wear on your feet for 40 hours a week.
Wait, what?
My name is Eric Gerard. I started Brunt Workwear in my garage for my buddies in the trades.
The modern construction worker has different needs than they did 100 years ago. That's why at Brunt, our gear is designed by workers for workers with premium technologies like triple layer comfort, slip and oil resistant soles, and a triple layer waterproofing system. Go online for free shipping and try any of our gear on the job for 30 days risk-free.
Does it still count as ending the night with McDonald's if you order it for breakfast the morning after? I'm ordering either way. Order McDelivery in the app.
To have a voice and equal justice. And we will never stop. Because we, the people, means all of us. To learn more about defending our democracy, go to myaclu.org today.
Download the Yes app and experience the game in a whole new way with live stats, pick and play, and Yes rewards. If you get Yes on TV, then you get the Yes app for free.
We're all trying to put together the pieces.
And the wheels are turning.
You would want to be able to be on the board.
It is clear they have a plan.
It's going to be chess match. Yankees hot stove is back. A lot to talk about. What went wrong? What do we have to do to get better?
Who is he going to sign with? How much is he going to sign for?
Plus, you never know what guests will join us.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to ENN
on TV.
It's brought to you today by Security Dodge. Go see Michelle Scalisi and come get some.
Come get some.
Start off by saying good evening to Michael.
Michael, I'm not following you. What do you mean?
And to Michael.
They send a hot bag of crap.
And to Michael.
If he wins the games he's supposed to win, what's their record? 6-8. So I have 9 games. 6-2. 2-6. So they have 9 games remaining.
Oh, what just happened there?
We're digging in the archives now.
Wait a minute.
Oh, sorry. These are my page.
You had a clean day.
No, he didn't. I'm on the wrong page. Actually, this is my page. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it now. Anyway,
God, like the greatest hits.
Oh man.
Are you in the fister?
All right, let's say
one too.
Let's say good evening to Michael.
You want a nice hot sweat.
And to Don.
So I was familiar with his rotation.
Oh, clean day.
Oh, that's nice.
Good evening to myself.
The old Achilles. So when was the last time we all had a clean day?
And
I guess when we've had technical difficulties.
And good evening to myself. If you're wearing an ascot, your night can only end one way or you're a fraud. I didn't include the...
Oh, but really?
No,
really. Oh,
there it is.
Religion.
No, it's there. A 3-way. A 3-way.
Really? So people that partake in three-ways are known for wearing ascots?
Oh, Michael, you agree that's ascot?
It's Hefner-like. You're right.
Yeah, you wear the ascot.
You assume ascot. You also add pipe.
Hefner, a three-way for a hef was a slow day.
That's a bad day. Three-way. I mean, you can't spell ascot. You can't spell ascot with that.
That was breakfast. That was breakfast for hef.
Okay. You know what? A three-way. All right. There's been so much today. Obviously, we're waiting to get the official news about Juan Soto to the New York Yankees. It is not official.
You think he'd like if I, during the games, I call him Johnny Soto?
John Soto, like we called Juanito DJ John.
Right. Johnny Soto, not John Soto. Because if you're going to go John, you go Juan. But Johnny Soto is a fun name.
Now, do you think that if they get Soto and Yamamoto, there's going to be a lot of playing on that?
Could be. I'm wondering what John Sterling's home run call would be.
Well, that's what I'm thinking about.
I'm just trying to.
Soto hits it to Soho.
Oh. So is Booney call him Wani?
Yeah, unfortunately, probably, yeah.
You're unbelievable.
Sody? You could call him Johnny. I mean, you never know.
No, I don't think he'd go that route.
Well, you don't know. What if Juan says that some people call him John? It's possible. From Soho to Soto. No.
Oh, you're awful.
From the Bronx to
Soho. Juan Soto.
But it isn't. It's hard
Long gone by Juan.
Oh, it's Juan gone.
Juan gone.
It's Juan. But has there been another Juan? A big Juan here in the... Another Juan.
I don't recall.
So that's on the table then. Juan gone.
How about Long Juan Silver?
Oh boy,
that's hokey enough for John.
Well,
John doesn't do hokey.
No, not at all.
He doesn't do hokey. He lives it. He washes in it.
But Juan gone is right. That's right there for him, right?
But
Juan gone Silver.
That's a robbery of, Juan Gonzalez. They called him Juan gone.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
But not Silver.
Well, what does the silver mean? What does that mean?
You're going with him at Long John Silver?
Yeah. Like Long John Silver, but Long Juan Silver.
That is horrifying.
Greek remembers
but the
me,
ball
Juan
went
Rivera.
long.
What do you say?
Juan Rivera. I'd be hard-pressed to know if he even hit a home run for the Yankees.
But Greek is good, isn't he?
Greek's amazing.
You know why Greek remembers that?
He probably had a bet on Juan Rivera.
He had 10 large on a game. Rivera was at the plate. His mortgage was on the line when it came to a Rivera play. I flush it. All right, Robert Saleh. We've been doing a lot of Yankees, so we got to go back to foosball for a second because Zach Wilson is your starter.
As far as quarterback is concerned, Zach will be the starter, Trevor will be the backup, and then Rip will be the third emergency.
Boom! Boo his ass!
Love it. He's already got a nickname, Rip.
How did he become Rip already? He hasn't even signed the paperwork.
Rip.
Let her rip. Robert Saleh asked if Zach will be the starter the rest of the year.
So is he your starter the rest of the year, no matter what?
God willing.
Greek comes in with Juan Miranda, and Sterling went with Juan gone.
He did?
Yeah.
Juan Miranda.
There's been a lot of names that pass through.
Yeah, I mean, it's baseball, for God's sake, Susan.
I'm surprised he didn't throw a Carmen in there, knowing Sterling.
Carmen Miranda?
Yeah.
The best thing about John, like when I worked with him, like if he would do something Broadway show tunes, right? He would dance. Like, I'm just wild about. He would do that. And like, even for Harrison Bader.
He'd give you jazz hands.
He'd give you jazz hands.
Wait, even still?
Yeah, and I would look over, like sometimes our boots are separated on the road by just a piece of glass. And he goes, I'm just wild about hair. He does jazz hands.
Still.
He's one of a kind. Yeah.
No, he's special.
He's the greatest.
He's a Hall of Famer. Let's be honest.
Hey, congratulations to Joe Castiglione.
Sure.
He, 41 years, voice of the Red Sox. He just got the Ford Frick Award.
Wow. That's freaking awesome.
That was nice. I'm sure the family wouldn't be happy with that.
What? You don't think they've heard it before?
I don't know if the Fricks heard
Are
that.
there a lot of Fricks still around?
Well, my brother's best friend's last name is Frick.
Really?
Isn't that
Is
weird?
he related to Ford?
Got to be.
I don't think so. It's a great question.
Not like you would ever ask.
Well, no, I wouldn't.
You hardly even talk to your brother. You said that
that's not
very
something you
loving
say.
social media post the other day. What was that about? Out of the blue.
Why was that surprising?
Greatest brother in the world. He's such a great entertainment. Out of the blue. For what reason?
It wasn't out of fight. It wasn't out of the blue. No, it wasn't out of the blue.
Jealous much?
Yes,
you want a brother? That's you're
I have
jealous.
a great sister.
But that's not the point.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sister is brother of Jace.
Let's ask Robert Salo. But why Zach though? Why male model?
Zach gives us our best chance to win.
Oh boy,
giving him another opportunity to go prove that.
How did that conversation go when you told him?
He was good. He's fired up. Like I said on Monday, he came into my office. He wants the ball, and he's excited about getting this opportunity to finish the season strong.
Cut his fat ass.
He's not fat.
No, but I wasn't talking about him.
Boo his sorry ass. Don't stop booing him.
What mall again should you go to?
Willowbrook. Because it's open on Sunday.
There's so many drops that make sense with this news.
Can I ask you a question, Don?
Yes.
You lived in Jersey your whole life.
Yes. Proud.
Why wouldn't they, during December, open the malls on Sunday?
Because the blue law.
I understand.
In Bergen County. That's so.
Why can't you?
I don't know. I don't know why
You're trying
they
to
exist.
support businesses, right?
What is the law?
The blue law. You're supposed to go to church.
Right. So you don't sell. I think it's clothing specific on Sunday.
Clothing. What about alcohol? Is alcohol open?
I don't
No,
know.
I
how
gotta
far it
tell you,
stretches. All I know is that when you think of Jersey malls, North Jersey malls, you think of Paramus Park.
Sure.
You think about Garden State Plaza.
Sure.
But they were closed on Sunday. So as a kid, then you'd have to go to Willowbrook, which is in Wayne, which is Passaic County.
But why
an
would you
insane
hurt
rule.
businesses like the Garden State Mall and close on a Sunday during Christmas season when people could buy gifts?
But Michael, how about the fraudulence? If in fact liquor stores were still open,
I don't know if they were.
I don't know if they are.
Well, I understand. Someone needs to tell me because that would be a shame.
They used to have laws like that in Baltimore. They couldn't start Oriole games before 2:00 because they expected people to go to church.
Oh boy, this isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
Yeah.
You know
New
what?
York.
Here's one more time, Coach. Please explain exactly what your logic was
Is this
behind.
the same question, or you re-asked it?
Someone asked it again. They said, "Coach, please give us a detailed explanation of why Zach Wilson." Here's his response.
No, it's doing real well.
It's no different. Makes about as much sense.
Let's see. Can we hear from someone who knows what to say? A guy, a champion, a man who's playing at the top of his game.
Parcells?
LeBron James. Here's LeBron.
15 in the fourth, right?
Come on, man. It's LeBron James, for God's sake. It's the GOAT. Here he is on the in-season tournament, which, by the way, the Lakers will continue to play in after the big win last night against Phoenix.
The Suns, yeah.
I mean, you got some of the most alpha male competitors in the world. And if you give us an opportunity to play for something meaningful, with an incentive, then you'll get what you're getting. And I know the competitive nature of myself.
That was dumb.
No,
it was not.
Next to me and our DNA, what we're trying to build for this team. So the in-season tournament is what it is, and we have an opportunity to, play on.
What a Tom Thibodeau takeover soul.
Yeah, this is sleepy time, Bron.
Also, can I ask you a question, Peter? I mean, I come to you when I'm confused. What happens if the championship game of the in-season tournament is the same time as Bronny making his debut for USC?
Oh, no. I don't think they would play.
What do you mean?
Christmas?
I think they would know the schedule by now.
Christmas? The in-season is this weekend.
No, it's this weekend. But I think he knows when he's going to play. It wouldn't be that.
Well, what if it was that day?
I mean, even LeBron James can use $500,000, right?
And they could tell Bronny, sit out one more game.
Well, that's the conversation.
Yeah, there you go. Come on. Yeah, because if you're USC, you want his return to be on a day that LeBron James can be there, right?
Yes.
That only makes sense. And by the way, with that, Michael nor I were coughing during that.
No, I'm saying Don actually went
and coughed
to
at
the
game.
arena and coughed.
How did we manage to not play this clip all week? Don, I'm sure you're familiar with it.
This was my request for ENN yesterday.
DeAndre Vasilevsky?
Yeah.
Have you heard this yet?
No.
Set the scene, Don.
He returns from injury, and he pitches a shutout against the Dallas Stars. And he's speaking to the media after the game.
What's gone through your mind in the last 48 hours from the end of the game on Saturday to the start of this one?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it wasn't great feeling last game, but what was the question?
Now who's the culprit is the question.
If I had to guess, I would think it was one of his teammates.
Wait, well, what happened? What did
He didn't play it again.
No, I don't want to hear it again. Was it like a burp or a passing wind?
It was flatulence.
Oh, wow.
A break and wind. How did you not hear it?
That's reason for concern.
That I didn't hear it?
Yeah, it was pretty audible, though.
But it is amazing. And, no matter what country you're from, what age you are, farts are funny.
That is the true. Three-way. Let's
That's not funny.
Let's
nothing funny about that.
Well, no, depends. No, it's very
not
serious.
funny.
No, it's very
It's
it's
dead serious.
It's
you got to perform.
Yeah. It's a lot.
You let down two people.
It
That's just
still
one.
could be funny depending on who the other two are.
Well, okay, Jerry Lewis and Joan Rivers. I mean,
by the way, we haven't said a word. We haven't said a word about Norman Lear today.
That's so sad.
Yeah, that's on you.
I know what you're going to ask me. I think I'd sign up for 101.
You take 101?
Well, that was our
I think I would.
conversation on text today. Would you take 101?
I think I might.
Is he the #1 greatest legend in the history of television?
Yes.
Pretty special.
I mean, think of the iconic
But you know what gets me, makes me sad? I've seen interviews that were done like a month and a half. Sharp as a tack.
Yeah,
just the body gives out, I guess.
You got to just love that. It's just natural causes. Yeah, just there's only so much I guess the body can give. But yeah, he was healthy. He was doing those things with Kimmel over the last couple of years.
Kimmel, I bet, is distraught.
Yeah, Kimmel posted.
Well, you're gonna have to watch tonight. I would think that's probably gonna be pretty. You know what? And the thing about Jimmy is he gets very emotional. He cried when Don Rickles passed away.
He's gonna cry. We're gonna get some,
and rightly so. But listen, those all in the family. Listen. Seinfeld's gonna win any argument because of how iconic. But when you look at the issues that they tackled at the time,
it's a much more important show.
All in the Family is as iconic as it can get for what they tackled, the issues they tackled. And Good Times is right there, Maude, all those shows.
Yeah, but by the way, though, All in the Family could not be on the air now. Wouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, but that's
too many people would be offended.
But that's such a complex.
No, there's no way it would be greenlit on over the air TV.
It will, but there's multiple reasons for that. I mean, there's so many reasons. There's so many people who also would protest watching it on account of not because the jokes or the things being said by Archie Bunker would be offensive, but also there are people who would be angry at the message that the show's trying to put across.
But
there's so many reasons it wouldn't play.
If you remember those Kimmel shows that he produced where they would get modern day actors to redo All in the Family, it was the same show, just that there was one where they used a certain word that they bleeped out because it was allowed to be used at the time, but the issue was still, you could put it on television 2 years ago.
It was a one-off.
Yeah. But what a run. And I mean, listen, I love Seinfeld. It's obviously an all-time great show. It's a different kind of show, though. Well, can I say this? Is this a fair thing to say about Seinfeld? It's brilliantly funny. It's not a show with, like, heart. That's not the kind of show it is.
But Jerry and Larry both said that they weren't trying to give messages. They were trying to just make a funny show.
That's it.
And that's fine.
That's what their
Archie
comedy
Bunker
is.
was about messages.
Yeah. It's what a run Norman Lear had. We don't want to hear from Sleepy Tom Bobo, do we?
I'd like to hear about, if he's really forthright about the team.
All right, here's Sleepy Tom on the loss to Milwaukee.
You know, the first half, I didn't like the start of the game, but I liked that offensively we were scoring, very effectively, but we didn't have, and they're a terrific offensive team, so we gave them confidence early, and then the start of the third was a big problem for us.
All right, so Fun with Numbers has just given us the blue law.
I just woke up.
Prohibits the sale on Sunday of clothing or wearing apparel, building and lumber supply materials, furniture, home, business, or office furnishings, household, business, or office. Why?
And by the way, alcohol not included.
The liquor store is open at noon on Sunday.
By the way, I'm sorry, fraud. This was probably about some weird political beef 75 years ago. That doesn't make any sense.
I just don't know why it still exists. It's crazy. And is it because of the church or just that we don't want people to work? Give them a day.
It's people want to work, man.
Some.
Jeff Passan.
There we go.
On the
All right. Now let's have a conversation.
Everybody involved at this point expects the deal to go through.
Okay. We're inching closer, Peter.
This is one of the worst reveals of all time. It's like going to a surprise party, and instead of getting the big surprise, you walk down a long hallway where one person after another individually comes up and shakes your hand. This is terrible.
It's still fun.
No, I only stumbled on this. I don't watch it, but I was waiting for the news last night. So Dancing with the Stars had their finale.
Oh, boy.
So I was waiting for the news.
Allison Hannigan still in?
No, she was out.
Okay.
So they had the 4 finalists.
All right.
Line up. This is coming out of commercial break.
Okay.
When we come back, the champion will be awarded.
Okay. I'm in.
Introduce the 4.
Here we go.
And then who's the guy that was in...
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Yeah. He's like, and the winner is... Or the winner will be revealed after this. Another more commercials. So now I don't even watch the show, and I'm like, all right, what's going on? And I couldn't tell you who won. But it's kind of like that. We're waiting.
And then a double.
We're waiting.
I know. It just doesn't...
It's a double.
So I have a Dancing with the Stars story. I was sitting next to Bobby Valentine at this dinner the other night.
Minding your own business.
What a name drop.
And Bobby was a national dance champion as a teenager.
Huh.
And when they first started Dancing with the Stars, he knew the producer, and the producer wanted him to be one of the contestants. You had to give them 3 full months.
Oh, yeah.
Of like constant practice. And Bobby's like, I can't do that. That's why they're getting the C-list stars that they're getting.
They go above C. They get some B's.
B minuses.
I don't know. Who was anyone big on the cast this time?
I think there was a real wife, a housewife, Allison Hannigan, the girl from How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
She was the only one that I recognized.
Yeah,
Sam Champion did it recently.
How did Sam do?
I don't think he wasn't a finalist.
I would do it. If I didn't have a bad back, I'd do it.
All right, guys. Zach Wilson has spoken.
Let's hear.
I think any opportunity you can get in this league is a good one, and I think more than anything, the love and care I have for these guys, especially this year for some reason, it's been challenging. I think everyone's felt that, but extremely excited to get back on the field with these guys.
Now,
chocolate soft serve in your pants.
No, there's a drop that makes perfect sense after what he spoke. How many chances you get? He's getting another chance.
He gets 4.
He's getting another.
He's getting 4 chances. He's been benched 3 times. This is chance number 4.
He's like, it's like a pimple to just keep popping back up.
But you know what? Because he's
this
got
makes
talent.
sense. But listen, honestly,
is that it?
I didn't think they'd do it. But if you're still mathematically alive after seeing the 3 quarterbacks play, as bad as Zach has played, he still is the best of the 3.
If they take him out again, you know what he's going to say? That's just rude.
They can't. You're going to go to Rip? And Simmy?
These stories have a happy ending.
In your pants.
He's the nephew of somebody that's very dear to
Mark. Yeah, I know. But
in
Rip
Peter's
is
life.
not Mark.
I do love Mark, but Rip is not Mark. Mark
But he's
is
Rip.
Mark was only Mark for a moment.
Don't you think that if you're a marginal player, you really don't deserve to have a cool nickname?
Well, they were born into the name. By the way, I have a Rip shirt somewhere in good condition.
That could be a good top 5, like the worst players with nicknames.
Yeah, because Mark got that also. I have to tell you, as a kid, it was very confusing for like 10-year-olds at that time to talk about Mark Rippon and Cal Ripken.
Okay,
it was very challenging.
When 10-year-old it was tough for Don. Time change.
Well,
First of all,
I understand because why couldn't you keep track? The baseball player's Cal Ripken,
right?
The football player's Mark Rippon. No,
New
Mark
York
Ripken.
Is 3 hours difference. I mean, it shouldn't be that
was
complicated.
9. First of all,
that's not true.
And how else was I supposed to find out? I didn't have any relatives outside the area.
They didn't teach it in the schools where you.
They weren't teaching time zones. Wow, what grade would I be?
A lot of people don't know this. Don's the first person in his family to travel. It was the way people talked about going to like the new country.
No, wait. He's not. The first time I was on a plane was 78. We went to Disney World. We saved like the first 10 years of my life.
And that was when the LaGrecas found the new world.
The next time anybody in my family went on a plane was me in 97. My dad already had passed.
Right.
Then they went places, but they drove. They drove to North Carolina, drove down to Florida.
But
he's not wrong.
He flew to heaven, though.
Wait, Wait, guys,
Yes,
by the way,
that's a
Ian
nice
and
way of
tonight
putting
brought to you by Security
You don't
Dodge.
know.
Shop 24/7 at securitydodge.com. Go see Michelle Scalise. Grab a T-shirt and come get some. I just wanted to play the Zach Cup. We don't have enough time.
What does it matter?
Because we got to be out on time for Yes.
Yeah, we had an incident last week.
I don't want Mike to throw a hissy fit again.
Hot Stove show after the Nets.
Yes.
Pregame shows coming up.
Yeah. You kidding me?
We'll be back again tomorrow in the big holiday show on Friday. It's
Yep.
gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Maybe Juan Soto will be official by the next time we talk to you, or maybe by 10:30 tonight for the Hot Stove. See you, everybody.
That's a wrap on the show for today. Coming up next, our coverage of the Nets and Hawks gets underway with the pregame show. For all of us here on the Michael K. Show, this is Chris Sheeran saying have a great night. We'll see you again tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
There are a lot of us now, and it means so much when we can all be together, especially when we can do something good, like our yearly service project. We're also running a t-shirt fundraiser through Custom Ink to help raise more money and awareness for the cause. Our t-shirt fundraiser with Custom Ink makes it easy to share our campaign and help our community, and their design services team helped us get a design we love. I'm proud that we can make a difference together as a community. Come together for a cause. Get started today at customink.com.
I'm Jessie Dover, co-founder of Dagny Dover. New York isn't for the faint of heart. The gear you carry around not only has to look good, but it has to work even better. That's why we create bags like the Landon Carryall, a bag that allows organizational junkies like me to be ready for whatever life brings. A bag that allows me to feel good about the things I carry. After all, this city is a reflection of who I am, purposeful, resilient, and ready to face whatever comes my way.
Can a handyman fix my leaky faucet?
How much does it cost to have my HVAC checked?
How do I know I have mold?
What do water pipes break?
Home questions don't have to keep you up at night. Get peace of mind with Thumbtack. We'll connect you with local pros for any home project, from a small fix to a big remodel. See transparent prices, read verified reviews, and book with just a tap. Thumbtack, the easy way to care for your home.
The path to business success is often unpredictable. Managing your bank account doesn't need to be. Find your flow with powerfully smooth banking that keeps you focused on bringing your vision to life. The simplest decision is often the right one. Introducing IO, the company credit card that offers 1.5% cash back on everything and streamlines card management.
Get ready for the British Basketball League. 10 teams, one electrifying league. Global talent, local passion. The British Basketball League.
Did you see that? Yep. Looks like rain. Also looks like McDelivery. Order McDelivery in the app.
We need to protect one another. We should care about our neighbors. That's why I tell everyone I know about CarShield. CarShield was founded to protect drivers from the high cost of car repairs because money's tight. A car breakdown shouldn't stop you from putting food on the table. Like I tell my friends, CarShield has helped millions of drivers from having to pay for unexpected car repairs. All you have to do is call CarShield before your car breaks down.
Well, after working for 30 years, I appreciate the fact that CarShield enables me to have a much less stressful, carefree life, with the flexibility to go where I want, when I want, not having to worry.
A plan through CarShield pays for expensive repairs on your out-of-warranty car or truck. And with their price lock guarantee, CarShield's low monthly rate never goes up as long as you cover your car.
My family depends on my truck every day. With a plan through CarShield, you can get protection over 5,000 major parts and systems. I'm talking big money items like your transmission, engine, electronics, and so much more. If any one of these breaks down, you could be stuck with thousands of repairs. So don't wait. If you want peace of mind driving the car you love without worrying about a breakdown, then call CarShield.
Working for the Department of Defense, I know a thing or two about being prepared, and that's why I called CarShield, and you should too.
If you love something, you protect it. That's why I called CarShield, to protect my car.
Plans through CarShield also include many extra benefits at no extra cost, like roadside assistance, free towing, help with flat or damaged tires, and lockout help. Don't pay for those things separately when you can get them included through a plan with CarShield.
CarShield is here to keep you on the road and turn car breakdowns and the repair costs that follow to just tiny bumps in the road. Call now.
Protect yourself from the unprecedented rise in cost for parts and repairs. Call now to save money with your price lock guarantee. Call 800-514-7556. 800-514-7556.
You are watching Yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Take it into that drip like a piranha. Y'all need take it into my drip like y'all need what they got a ball, get it to ya. Pop out with a truck, get it to ya. If you go, get it to ya. If she ain't got, get it to ya.
Mikal Bridges was a human highlight reel on Saturday against the Magic, leading the Nets to a blowout win and ending the homestand in grand fashion. Now he leads his team back into Atlanta for the second time this season, where they square off against a man who needs no introduction to the bucket. That man, Trae Young, one of the league's most dynamic scorers, will need to be defended if the Nets want to stay hot and remain over 500 for the season. It is the Nets and the Hawks from State Farm Arena in Atlanta, and we've got you for 60 minutes of build-up. Hi, everybody. Welcome inside our Yes Network studios for the FanDuel Nets pregame show with Julianne Biani-Brain. I'm Nancy Newman. We last saw you on Saturday when the Nets went up against the red-hot Magic, who entered play on a 9-game win streak. But Brooklyn raced out of the gates in the first quarter, earning that lopsided win, the most of the season, thanks in large part to Mikal Bridges. And Julianne, we can still hear the buzz from that win. What made him so effective? He was terrific.
Boy, he just started that game on fire. And you know, it was just everything. He was ready to play. He was aggressive from the moment the game started. He wanted to break Orlando's 9-game winning streak. He was playing with that kind of passion. I think it also played a huge role that they lost a tough game just a few games before against the Hornets, and he was just on a mission. He was getting to the hole at will. He was taking his shots. He wasn't forcing anything, but 26 points out of the gate never allowed Orlando to ever feel like they were really truly in the game. Didn't want to give them such a good confidence booster to start. So that was a really great job by Mikal Bridges. And I love the fact that Coach Vaughn said, you don't have to pencil Mikal in. You can always pen him in when he's available. And boy, did he get penned in.
Oh, yeah. Make that the template, right, the other night. So here we go again with the Hawks. A couple of weeks ago, it was you and I sitting here. It was an overtime game. What a fun game to watch. Back and forth, a heartbreaking loss, but really both teams played really well.
Yeah, they really did. It was a tough loss for the Nets because you knew that they played their guts out, and they just played a team that is a top offensive team in the league, and they just outscored them really at the end. I mean, it was a tough loss, and you know that Trae Young really got off. He really played so well. He was all over the floor. A difficult matchup, I think, for the Nets. The Nets were down a couple of players. They're going to have Dennis Smith Jr. back here tonight. They're going to have some other players that were not able to play in that one, so I think that will really help the Nets, and Cam Thomas, you can't forget him. He can put up some buckets again, and you need a guy like Cam Thomas when you play a team like Atlanta, because Atlanta can score in bunches. So interesting matchup again. I think it'll be a fun one to watch.
We are definitely going to talk about him as we move along. That matchup, by the way, 14 days ago, a wild back-and-forth affair, like we said. Bridges and Young each scored at least 40 points. The 8th time in franchise history, a net and an opponent each had at least that many. It was the most points scored and allowed by Brooklyn this season. Earlier, Coach Vaughn talked about what the Nets need to do to change that result tonight.
I think a pretty simple recipe we'll be able to look at the end of the night. They offensive rebound the basketball, which they had 22 versus in the first game. The ability to turn us over and score in transition. So one of the top 3 teams in getting in transition, and part of that is turning you over. And then they were able to get out to a hot start against us in that first quarter, and then we played catch-up. Trey made some shots. We got to make those shots more difficult tonight, and that's our recipe right there, Megan.
With the addition of Cam Thomas now in tonight's matchup, what does that next layer bring when it comes to taking on the Hawks? Yeah,
and also adding Dennis also. So gives us 2 more perimeter guys that can match up with their perimeter guys. And they have a few guys who really can score the basketball. And so we need to score the basketball ourselves, but try to stop them as well. So Cam and Dennis gives us 2 more versatile bodies for sure.
Through that game, through that loss here, where you gave up, 147 points, I mean, defense, physicality may not have been your strongest suits up until that point. You seem to have made strides in both of those areas, in the 5 games since then. I mean, in your view, what have been, I guess, the biggest improvements that you've made from that loss to today?
Oh, boy. You just try to take each game and try to improve, every game. And I think our group has tried to do that, whether it is improving in our pick and roll coverage, improving in trying to turn people over, improving in how we cover for each other. Big piece of covering up for each other is the rebound. And I think our smalls have done a good job of coming back to rebound. We had the game at home where we had 5